Trailblazers coming off a 133-120 loss against the Lakers on Tuesday night. And they have been idle since, waiting for the Kings to come to town.
Grant, last night the Kings head into Pacific Northwest. They go to Seattle, and the Sonics have won 8 in a row at home, now 9 in a row. Tonight, the Trailblazers have won 10 in a row. 10 in a row in this building as you look at the series for the year.
And as you see at the bottom, each team has won once at home. Last Tuesday, the Kings knocking off the Portland Trailblazers on a buzzer shot by Harold Presley, who incidentally is not with the team. He flew back to Sacramento. As you look at the lineups one more time on your screen yesterday, and he has a strained lower back, and he is not with the team. So Ricky Berry starting at the 2 spot. And at center, it's Kevin Duckworth against LaSalle Thompson. And we're underway from Portland, and the Kings control. And Ronnie McRae with the flip to Peterson, who we mentioned coming off a couple of excellent performances. Shot clock down to 7. And now Thompson over Kevin Duckworth. Yes. And LaSalle Thompson, who last night scored 12 points, gets the Kings on the board 2-zip. And Terry Porter among the league leaders in assists. And now it's Clyde Drexler to Duckworth. Gets the step against the overplay. And nice defense, but too good as Jim Peterson picks up the foul. And the big guy, Kevin Duckworth, will go to the line for 2.
Well, they threw over the top of LaSalle that time. Duckworth beats LaSalle, and he goes in. Peterson comes over from the weak side, gives good help, gets a piece of the ball, and apparently a piece of Duckworth. Looked like a pretty good block. The formerly 330-pound Kevin Duckworth slimmed down, now weighs 270. And for his efforts last year, when he averaged 21 points over the last 46 games, he got a $14 million contract.
You talk about those last 46 games, Ted. In those last 46 that he started, the team went 31-15. So he's a very valuable piece to the Portland Trailblazer puzzle, and he ties the game up at 2. And now Ricky Berry with the nice cut to the basket and off the window for the easy deuce, and the Kings lead 4-2. Last night the Kings came out with a very quick start, jumped out to a 7-2 lead on Seattle, and thus far tonight the early lead. And here's Kersey, and he hits nothing but net over Ronnie McRae, and we're tied at 4. Kenny Smith off the screen, left open, can't hit the shot. And Duckworth flips to Porter. And here come the Trailblazers. Drexler looking for his first shot of the evening. Baseline knocked away. But Mark Bryant, the rookie out of Seton Hall, regains and hold everything. They want the shot clock reset. And so they'll hold up everything, and the Trailblazers will inbound. As you look at Mike Schuler, as mentioned 2 seasons ago, the coach of the year. And last year guided the Trailblazers to a record of 53-29. Off the loose ball, Ricky Berry dives, and it's Kevin Duckworth picking up the personal foul. We talk about Portland doing so well with 50-plus wins the last couple of seasons as you look at it one more time, but they've gotten knocked off in the playoffs in the first round, and that's what Schuler and company are trying to correct this year. Here's McRae. Yes.
Talk about deja vu. It's almost an identical start, Grant, to last night, really. Kings come out shooting the ball well from outside.
Kenny Smith off the deflection. Drexler will take. Clyde Drexler. And it's Kersey, top of the key. And he can't hit. And nice box out that time by Peterson. And the flip to Kenny Smith. And now Pete. Down low to Thompson, knocked away. And the Kings will retain possession. Well, last night we saw a situation, Ted, where the Sonics simply got too many offensive chances in second and third tries, and that's, I guess, going to be a key tonight for the Kings to try to correct that.
It'll be a big key because the Kings were out-rebounded 49-30 last night and just hammered on the offensive board. But I don't think the Blazers are nearly as tough inside as the Sonics.
Thompson with the step, the roll, and the deuce. And the Kings up by 4. LaSalle Thompson with 4 points. Drexler over Berry. Yes. And that was good defense by Ricky Berry that time.
I'll tell you what, he played Drexler great that time. That was just a better shot.
Kings by 2. And now Ricky Berry gets the screen from Peterson, way short. The off-balance shot rebounded by Porter. And the Blazers will look to tie with a basket here. It's Drexler, the baseline from 15. And Ricky Berry off the rebound. And Kenny Smith in traffic. And now a lose. Berry from 20. Short and over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. So we'll go over to Portland.
Well, that's what Ricky has to do, Grant, even though he missed that shot. As you take a look at Jerry Reynolds in his red tie tonight.
What's wrong with a red tie?
I love a red tie right after Christmas. But Ricky's got to pull up and shoot that jumper with confidence, and even though he missed that last one, that's what he has to do.
Porter, as Duckworth sets the screen, and now Porter with the acceleration, and it counts. Put it in the book and send them to the line. We're tied at 8. A free throw will make it a 1-point Portland lead. Ted?
This is their point guard, their leader, Terry Porter. A very astute first-round draft pick back in 1985, and I really like his game. I think in many ways he is the spiritual leader of this ball club and ranked 4th in NBA assists. The only guys ahead of him right now, John Stockton and the 2 Johnsons, Magic Johnson and Kevin Johnson with the Phoenix Suns.
Kenny Smith incidentally picking up the foul, his first personal, and the team's second. So it is 9-8. Portland with their first lead of the contest. 8.5 remaining, first quarter. And the shot clock down to 5 seconds. And now Kenny Smith left way open. Yes. So Kenny Smith and the Kings regain the lead, and that's Smith's first deuce of the night. And now Porter will have to play catch-up near the timeline. Right at Kenny Smith, and now the dish. And here's Kersey. And the running one-hander, no good. Rebound by Peterson, and the flip to McRae, and here come the Kings. Kenny Smith likes that spot, but not this time. And the tip, unbelievably, by LaSalle Thompson.
And Jim Peterson, they both were on that ball. See who they give it to.
Haven't heard the PA announcer. Well, wait. In any event, it goes on the board as it's a 12-9 lead, but Kyle Drexler now makes it 12-11. Drexler with his 4th point. Peterson gets it. So Jim Peterson, as the Kings have come out shooting the ball very well, and they have a 3-point lead.
Isn't he shooting the ball with a lot of confidence?
4 points for Peterson. And it's Mark Bryant with the jump hook over Peterson. Well, you talk about Jim Peterson, there's no bones about it. He's going for some big dollars this year as an unrestricted free agent, and performances like the last couple of nights will certainly earn him the big paycheck. Kings fans are hoping he'll be wearing the Kings uniform next year. As it's McRae, a nice underhand layup off the window, and Mike Schuler would like to talk things over. There's a timeout on the floor, and our score with 6:52 remaining, it's the Kings leading at 16-13. As you look at it one more time. And back here in Portland, you can credit Jim Peterson with the field goal that we were talking about, and here it is, Ted.
Talking about Peterson's situation, he's had 48 points the last 2 ball games. He started hot again tonight. It's like the book, Grant. You know the title of that book, Master of the Game? He is master of his own destiny. He can create that big contract for himself.
Well, the Kings leading it by 3, 16-13. And now Mark Bryant looking to work against McRae, and air ball. Thompson with the rebound and the flip to Smith. And knocked out of bounds. I want to tell you about Night Court, and you can join us for that Monday night at 7, as Dan and Roz could use a lift when they get stuck on an elevator with a sumo wrestler on Night Court. That's Monday night at 7 right here on KRBK.
You all know how painful that can be.
I don't, and I don't ever want to find out.
Say 6:30.
And now they're having a talk about the clock. They did not get the clock working here until literally game time. They had all sorts of problems with all the scoreboards, and let's hope that they can hold out for 2.5 hours. I think the problem, Ted, was that they were frozen. It was just, what was it, about 35 degrees when we walked in here tonight?
What they need here is a good Swiss watchmaker. For the scoreboard, the 24-second clocks. They've had all kinds of clock problems so far.
Well, they're getting things straightened out. You see 6:25 is what it reads, with the Kings on top by 3. In any event, and almost stolen by Kersey on the inbounds. 18 seconds on the shot clock for Rodney McRae and the Kings. Glad you're with us on this Friday evening from Portland. Kings looking for their 2nd road victory of the year, and like they did last night, they have come out with an excellent start. A 3-point lead and looking to go up by 5. The shot clock at 5. And now Tank Thompson over Kersey and can't hit. And it's Terry Porter with the rebound. Now it's McCray guarding Drexler. And Duckworth double team, but goes over Tank Thompson with the jump hook. McCray with the nice box out on Duckworth. And he gets the rebound to Kenny Smith. Stolen by Drexler, and he doesn't save it. It goes to LaSalle Thompson to Ricky Berry, and his pass picked off. And it's 3-on-2 back the other way. Terry Porter to Kersey, down near his shoelaces, knocked out of bounds, and Rodney McCray tries to save it, but it goes over to Portland as it was thrown out of bounds. A little ragged basketball at both ends of the floor in that last series.
Maybe the ball's cold.
Could be.
I'll tell you, it's about 58 or 60 degrees in the building. It's cold in here.
Well, the reason is they have the ice right underneath the floor. Of course, there's a minor league hockey that's played here in Portland. Kings still leading up by 3. Porter rather gets the screen set by Duckworth, and that leaves him free, but he can't hit the shot. And it's Thompson with the rebound, and the flip to Kenny Smith. Kings 4-on-2. Nice pass, but actually it was a nice look, but the pass was not there. It was down too low on Peterson, and the big tall man of 6'10" couldn't hang on, but the Kings will retain possession.
It was a very good idea, but a short hop bounce pass for a guy that big is hard to catch.
Barry can't hit the shot, and Kersey crashing the boards on the flip to Porter. Now it's Drexler off the screen. And that's 3 field goals for Drexler. He now has 6 points.
He presents a dual problem. Pay me now or pay me later. You got to go out and guard him, but if you go out, he's going to dunk on you.
10 remaining on the 24. Peterson from 10 feet, and his pass picked off. Drexler gets it to Porter. And here's Clyde. Can't hit, but the rebound put in by Kersey, and Jerry Reynolds would like a timeout. 4:28 remaining first quarter, and the Blazers leading at 17-16. Boy, I love those replays going into a commercial. Doesn't that look nice?
If you guys have the Portland huddle, that would be great. Get me into what a bright organization they are. I mean, in terms of their personnel selection.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Not now, no. Not right now, no. We can get to it a little bit later.
Well, Lou, from now on, I'll be bringing the teasers with me. As you look at Mike Schuler, I'll tell you one thing, he and the front office have really done a heck of a job of putting this Portland ball club together when you look at their roster.
They really have. They've gone deep into Division II for players like Jerome Kersey from tiny Longwood College. Terry Porter came from a place called Wisconsin-Stevens Point. They've even gone overseas for Arvydas Sabonis and a Yugoslav player, Drazen Petrovic. So this is an eclectic organization. They do it differently than everybody else.
Kings looking to regain the lead. Same starting 5 on the floor. Peterson backing his way in, and the high arching shot falls. Nice shot by Jim Peterson, and he now has 6 points. And the Kings leading it by 1. Porter, and his pass knocked down, but Drexler has it. Regains. Thompson gets his hand on it. Drexler quickly back, and he gets it to fall.
That's just great athletic ability, Grant. He jumped 3 times while the Kings were on the floor, and there's just no substitute for what he had.
And it's Portland retaking the lead 19-18. Shot clock is at 5 for Peterson and the Kings. And now Ricky Berry, top of the key. He'll have to hurry, and they don't get it off. 24-second violation. The team not aware of the clock.
It is, Grant, a collective responsibility, even though it falls primarily in the hands of the lead guard. In that case, Kenny Smith was not part of that play, so everybody has to take responsibility for that.
And the turnover will go over to Sacramento, and that's their third turnover. Both teams with 3 turnovers, and Vinny Del Negro will come in for Ricky Berry. And I don't think Jerry Reynolds was very happy that Berry passed up the shot when there were 3 seconds. He was the one that really wasn't aware of the clock, as he had an open shot with 3 left on the shot clock and passed it, and therefore it expires.
Well, Ricky made a number of mistakes the first 6 minutes, but you're going to have to live with that with a kid who's just starting to learn how to play the game.
And Jim Peterson over Mark Bryant, in and out. Thompson with the rebound over Duckworth, and the follow. Yes, put it in the book for a deuce, and it's 22-19. Make that 20-19. They're quick on the scoreboard here. Kings by 1. And the alley-oop for Drexler behind him. And cross court for Porter. Duckworth right back at Tank, and nice block by Thompson into the hands of Kenny Smith. Kings breaking out 4-on-1, now 4-on-2. And nice defense by Porter as he stole it from McCray and Smith. Now look at Kersey back the other way. No good. But Duckworth is there for the follow. Well, the Kings missed a great opportunity. They just had it a 4-on-2, and Smith looked for McCray, but it was stolen by Porter, and it went back the other way for 2. Ed Pinckney will be checking in a moment. LaSalle Thompson from 17. And Tank Thompson off to a good start. He has 8 points.
Well, that's a nice dimension for a big man. 6'10 and a half, go out to 20 feet like that. And nothing a guy Duckworth's size is going to do. He's not going to trail Thompson out that far.
Kersey trying to go baseline, but cut off by McCray. And now it's Porter working against Smith. Gets the screen from Kersey. Now the beautiful pick and roll.
Boy, they ran a very, very good play there.
Well, they teach you that at elementary school, that basic pick and roll, and they worked it to perfection that time.
It still worked.
6 points for Kersey, and with it a 1-point Portland lead. McCray, oh, what a tough shot off the fadeaway on the turnaround.
Did you see the look on Jerome Kersey's face when that went in? What a grimace. He couldn't believe Rodney made that shot.
Drexler short, Kersey with the rebound, but he was fouled. And it will go on Vinny Del Negro, his first. Steve Johnson and Ed Pinckney coming in for the respective ball clubs. Mark Bryant will sit down. As you look at Ed Pinckney also coming into the game for the Portland Trailblazers is Danny Young, but Ed Pinckney in his 4th season out of Villanova last night. Ed with 10 points in 23 minutes worth of action. And Kersey looking to tie it up at 24, and does so.
I remember when Kersey came into the league out of that Longwood College there in Norfolk, Virginia. He was a tremendously athletic, Grant, but wildly unskilled player. Had no idea how to play the game when he came in, but he has really learned.
So we're tied at 24 as he makes 1 of 2. McCray, the dish to Thompson, and it is blocked, but he was fouled. And LaSalle will go to the line looking for his 9th and 10 points of the first quarter. Well, Kings, like they did last night, playing very well in the first stanza as we take a look at it one more time.
Talk about Tank rumbling down the lane. Picks up that foul on Kersey. Except for the ankle injury, really the only thing to mar LaSalle's season so far. He has been the most consistent King all year. He's having a very, very good season.
And he puts the Kings back up by 1. Incidentally, they called that foul on Steve Johnson. They could have called it on Kersey, but it went to Johnson. He made the contact first, so that's his first personal. So Tank Thompson misses the second. The Kings by 1. Under a minute remaining here in the first quarter. And Kersey over McCray. Duckworth with the rebound, knocked out of his hands, and LaSalle Thompson to Del Negro, and the Kings on a 3-on-2 move. It's Ed Pinckney, stops, and the short J falls. So Ed Pinckney and the Kings go up by 3 with 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
Grant, there's a new cohesion and confidence offensively that the Kings are playing with. This is not the same team we saw early in the year on the road when they would have 10 and 12-point quarters. No more of that.
No question. We hope not, that's for sure. Joe Klein will check in now, and LaSalle Thompson will get a breather. I think that's definitely a good point. I know Jerry Reynolds hopes that there are no more 12-point quarters left in the book.
Well, once in a while, that's going to happen to everybody. Even the Lakers,
right.
Even the Pistons, they have 12-point quarters too. But the Kings are so much more confident now offensively and working much more smoothly.
2-second differential on the shot clock and the game clock, as the game clock is down to 10, shot clock at 8. Klein loses control, and back the other way, it's Danny Young. Vinny Del Negro getting back on defense and forces the missed layup, but right there was Kersey for the follow. And, you know, we saw the same thing last night at the end of the half.
This game is an absolute carbon copy of last night.
I mean, the Kings have a chance to take the last shot of the quarter, and not only they might end up giving up 4 points here.
And they gave up 4 at the end of the quarter last night.
Amazing. Duckworth. It won't go, and the first quarter comes to a close. Kings do lead it, though. With 12 minutes in the books, our score, it's the Kings 27 and the Blazers 26. Want to tell you about tickets that are on sale for Kings games coming up in February. They're on sale today, so make sure you call 395-BASS. That's tickets for February's games. Still available, and I guarantee you they probably will be sold out, but get your hands on them while they last. And it's Steve Johnson with the basket, and the Blazers on top 28-27. Joe Klein, and he gets the fall, his first basket. Hey, if you want the great taste of Bud Light, you got to make the best call of the night. Ask for a Bud Light, because everything else is just alike. Kings leading at 29-28, and the pushing foul on Klein, as he sent Johnson about 5 feet in the air, and he'll pick up the foul.
There's a pretty good little war escalating in the middle there between Johnson and Klein.
Some pushing and shoving between Klein and Johnson.
Yeah, it's the same two. Bill Sarr steps in.
And Kiki Vandeweghe into the contest for the first time. Just his 3rd game of the season. Johnson over Klein. And he now has 4 points. And it's been a seesaw battle right now. It's Portland by 1.
That's a nice piece to bring off your bench, Steve Johnson.
Barry through the legs, in trouble. And now to Del Negro. Shot clock at 5. Vinny with the running one-hander. Yes, nice penetration by Del Negro with the shot clock running down, and he took it to the hole for his first basket of the evening. 31-30 Kings, but here's Kersey answering back. And Kersey now with 9 points. Barry thought about it. And Ed Pinckney wants to take Kersey off the fadeaway, in and out. Tough shot, rebounded by Kersey. Blazers with a basket can go up by 3. Danny Young to Steve Johnson, the double team, and a Lee Jung open for 3. No good, and a loose ball foul called, and it will go against Jerome Kersey. That's his 2nd.
That was a good box out by Ed Pinckney. That was something the Kings really didn't do very well last night in Seattle.
I want to correct myself. That's Kersey's 1st, not his 2nd. And he will sit down. Kevin Duckworth, Kiki Vandeweghe, and Johnson down low. And Porter and Danny Young up front. Right now, the Kings with the basketball. And looking to retake the lead, it's Del Negro. Oh, Vinny Del Negro right in off the bench, and he quickly has 4 points. Vandeweghe passes up. It's 33-32. The Kings leading up by 1. Johnson. And he can't hit the deuce. Foul called underneath. And it will go against Steve Johnson. And that's his 2nd personal.
You know, Grant, guys like Steve Johnson and Joe Klein sit on the bench for a while. They get antsy to get in the game. And once they do, boy, they want to get right at it. And these two have been going at it. And they're still going at it.
2.5 gone by, 2nd quarter. And the Kings by 1. Pinckney over Johnson. No, but he was fouled by Johnson. And that will be Steve Johnson's third personal. And it will set Ed Pinckney to the foul line for 2. So Mike Schuler now looking to the bench. And he will call.
I think it's kind of amazing the way Steve Johnson hasn't fouled anybody yet.
He will call on Adrian Branch.
He got him on the arm.
And now a technical foul has been called.
Hey, why not go for the Quinella, get the second tee, and take an early shower?
Send the league's leading free thrower to the line, and Joe Klein. And Joe Klein, you didn't see it, but he did make the free throw. And it makes it 34-32. And now Ed Pinckney will go to the line for his 2.
Is that one of the most amazing aberrations you've ever seen in basketball? Joe Klein leads the NBA in free throw percentage, 94%. From the floor, 34%. Go figure.
Don't ask me to explain it. And Ed Pinckney puts the Kings up by 3.
Eddie's been doing a nice job coming off the bench. Averaging a steady 11 points a game. Steady as in Eddie.
And 36-32. Kings by 4. And Joe Klein with a push again. And he picks up his second personal.
Watch out.
There it is again, and let's see.
Well, I don't know. There's not much more pushing there than there is any other time down.
And they're going at it again, Klein and Duckworth. 2 big men battling. Now Porter gets the screen from Duckworth and hits the shot.
And that's some screen.
A 270-pound screen.
That's half the building.
Kings by 2. Pinckney takes advantage of the overplay and jams it home. Kiki went for the steal. Ed said thank you very much, took it to the basket, and drove it home for a 6-point.
Kiki went down the smokestack overplaying there.
Vandy Wade with his first shot and his first 2 of the night.
Well, at this point, Grant, what I hear from the Blazer people is that that's the only thing he does better than Jerome Kersey.
Kersey, of course, from what you hear, rebounds better and plays better defense. And off the turnover.
It's more than hearsay. It's the plain truth.
Porter looking to tie it. Can't. Pinckney with the rebound. And Smith in some tall traffic. Loses control. Adrian Branch over Klein. And Joe picks up a foul. And that's Klein's 3rd.
Well, you can't blame Joe for that one. All he was doing was trying to stop a bad play in the backcourt. Kenny lost the ball in the backcourt. Kiki got it off the floor. And Joe Klein, as the last line of defense, bumps Adrian Branch. So Joe has to sit down with 3 fouls.
And LaSalle Thompson will come in. LaSalle, who had an excellent first quarter. 9 points in that first quarter of play.
Adrian Branch, a former Laker, starting to prosper here just a little bit. The word on Branch down in Los Angeles with the Lakers, where he played on a championship team one year, was that he's a very good shooter, very good offensive player. The Lakers felt he was all show and no go. In other words, a good shooter but wouldn't play any other aspect of the game.
And Branch brings the Blazers within 1. It's 38-37 here in the second quarter with 7:50 remaining. Shot clock is down to 5. Ricky Berry working against Branch and has it knocked away. And Danny Young will lead the break. It's a 4-on-2. And now Porter with an opening. It dances on the rim, it won't go, and a loose ball foul is called. And they're going to have LaSalle Thompson. Oh, actually, it's Vinny Del Negro. LaSalle thought it was on him, and he started going a little crazy. Now watch it again. Watch Del Negro on the left side of the screen. They call the foul on him.
Yeah, he came over the top. That was a good call. LaSalle did not foul, but Vinny did.
Rodney McRae checks in. Ricky Berry out. And Portland can take the lead with a basket. Porter. And now Duckworth sets the screen. And it's Porter left 3.
They made a couple of good shots because Vinny did a nice job fighting through the Duckworth screen, and Porter just buried a 22-footer.
7 points for Porter. Porter coming into the contest averaging just under 17 points a contest. Against the Lakers the other night, he had 17. And Tank Thompson over Duckworth hit. So LaSalle Thompson now in double figures. He has 11 points. And it's 40-39. Kings playing very well on the road for the second night in a row. Kiki Vandeweghe. And he now has 2 field goals for 4. And it's the Blazers retaking the lead. Del Negro for 3. Yes.
And he shot that ball very easily from distance.
7 points for Del Negro. Danny Young working against Kenny Smith. No good. And the rebound by LaSalle Thompson. Del Negro one more time, and he's hot.
Wow, he's really on fire.
And a timeout will have to be called by Schuler and the Blazers. 6:17 remaining here in the first half, and the Kings leading at 45-41.
Seven boards. Drexler.
45-41. As you look at some hot shooting by the Kings, 20 of 28 for 71%, Ted.
Boy, I remember games where they shot 16% in the quarter and 30%. Remember against Utah, 30 for the night?
Don't remind me. And now a foul called on Kenny Smith. His second personal, and it will send Clyde Drexler, who has been very quiet thus far, to the line. Want to tell you about some upcoming home games for the Kings as they'll be back home very shortly. As you look at Drexler from the foul line, the Lakers on the 10th, which is sold out incidentally, but Seattle, Houston, New York, Golden State, and Milwaukee the rest of the month. There are still tickets available for all of those games. Contact the Arco Arena box office at 928-6900 for more information.
Grant, they said Clyde Drexler had a quiet game against the Lakers the other night. He wound up with 33, 11, and 10. Triple-double.
Kersey with a nice play, but it's Del Negro taking the pass. Nice baseline move by Smith. Short shot. And McRae says thank you very much, and he puts it in the book for 2. It's 47-42. 8 points for Roddy. Quickly back at Drexler over Fanny Del Negro. Del Negro will get called for the foul, and it will be Drexler going to the line. And for Del Negro, that's his third personal.
Well, Vinny's got a good, quick pair of hands. He thought he could reach in that time against Drexler and maybe flick the ball away. But when you reach in, Grant, you're going to get a foul called on you 9 out of 10 times.
And Jim Peterson will check in. And Ed Pinckney will sit down. Jim Peterson, we talked about in the open of the telecast, now averaging in double figures, 11.4 points. But the last couple of ball games, he's been on fire. Last night, 10 of 15 from the floor for 23 points. And it's Kenny Smith. And off the miss. Drexler to Porter.
It's a nice backcourt combination, isn't it?
Probably the best in basketball. One of the best. Of course, you have to talk about the Lakers with Magic and Scott. That's not bad.
I don't mind Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars either.
But really, you look at Drexler and Porter, they've got to be right up there in the top 2 or 3, no question. LaSalle Thompson walked.
Incidentally, we have to congratulate Klein. The newlywed got married on December 30th. In fact, his new bride is a big, big basketball fan. When she met him, she said, "What football team do you play for?"
And they'll be taking their honeymoon this summer. Sure, it certainly won't be during the All-Star break because Mr. Drexler will be participating in that for the 3rd year in a row. Vandeweghe for 3.
Well, you can talk about the bad back, the controversy. Maybe they're going to trade him, but man, he can still shoot it.
He has 7 points. Nice pass to Thompson, but it was knocked away. LaSalle couldn't hang on. McRae with the good look, but Tank perhaps not expecting it. And off his hands and out of bounds. 48-47. Portland by 1. 4.5 remaining here in the first half. Porter. Short and off to the left. Duckworth tries to save it, and it goes right to McRae. And a blocking foul on Kersey. Fans wanted an offensive foul, but no way. That's a block all the way.
Forget about it. I don't know how Kersey could even argue that call. It's one of the most obvious blocks you'll ever see. Watch Kersey move into the picture here. What's he talking about?
Right? Look at that expression.
Oh, man. These guys are all theater arts majors.
McRae off the miss. Duckworth with a rebound. Drexler. Nice defense by Smith to knock it away, and it goes off Drexler's foot. Nice job of stopping the break by Smith. It results in a turnover, and the Kings get the ball, and they can retake the lead with 4 minutes remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Del Negro is 4 of 4 from the floor, and the scoop, and he draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
Wasn't that a smart little play? You hear the whistle, throw it up at the basket. I've said it before, but Grant, I'll say it one more time. Vinny Del Negro does not play like a rookie. He is a rookie, but he doesn't play like one.
I think he's by far the best 2nd-round pick in the draft this year, and one of the best picks, period. He's also a heck of a nice guy.
Had a chance to take him to dinner last night where you almost reached for the check.
My arms weren't long enough.
And he really is a delightful young guy that has basketball and his life in a very good perspective. He's an enjoyable person.
He has 11 points. Anytime the bill's over $10, Ted, I just kind of make believe it's not on the table.
I've noticed.
And knocked out of bounds, and I will go over to Portland. It's 49-48. Kings leading by 1.
You know, Grant, Schuler's doing something that I think is very interesting here. He's playing Kersey and Vandeweghe at the same time, possibly, I think, and I'm just speculating, to diffuse some of the controversy.
Well, the article in the paper said today, in quotes from Kersey, that he thought that both of them could play on the floor at the same time.
Against smaller teams, but not against big clubs.
Like when they go to play Seattle on tomorrow night.
No way.
You won't see those
You'll
two
never
on,
see
right.
those two on the court at the same time.
And they're now adjusting the shot clock. And the shot clock is now at 10 for Drexler. And it's Duckworth. LaSalle Thompson with the overplay, and Duckworth took advantage of it, and he hits for his 6th point.
He is a big man, Grant, and it's hard to keep him out of there.
And the Trailblazers by 1.
Remember, he's still 280 after the diet.
Here's Del Negro, and his first miss. Peterson with the offensive rebound. And Porter, the recipient of that pass. 2-on-1 with Vandeweghe. Oh, Clyde Drexler with a showtime attempt. No good, but he was fouled. Clyde came out of nowhere. Great pass by Vandeweghe.
And that's a nice gesture by Clyde, too, to go over to Kiki and thank him for the pass. Jim makes a mistake, throws it right to Terry Porter, and they run a textbook 3-on-1 break. The best pass by Vandeweghe, and there's the foul.
I want to tell you that this telecast is presented by authority of the National Basketball Association, solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any of the use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA is prohibited. Spy Drexler goes for his 14th point and can hit. 51-49. The Blazers by a deuce. Thompson. Swish.
Nice job against the pressure. They swung the ball, got a good open shot, and LaSalle continues to shoot the ball very well.
13 points. He's averaging 16 on the year, and a three-point attempt no good by Vandeweghe. Drexler with the rebound. Thompson fouled him. And LaSalle Thompson picks up his first. And a timeout on the floor as we take a look at it one more time. 2:33 remaining. As you look at Thompson hit Drexler, our score, it's the Kings 51 and the Blazers 51.
Jerry Reynolds and his assistant Herman Cull. Herman has been given a lot of credit by the players, incidentally, for really improving the offensive and the defensive structure of the ball club since he became the assistant coach.
Clyde Drexler, 3 of 7 from the line.
That talks about his athletic ability, though. All those offensive rebounds he has this year. I didn't realize Grant Clyde was 6th in MVP balloting last year. So he is a well-respected and deservedly so.
Portland just 9 of 14 from the line, and they have a 1-point lead. And McCray now the dish and right through Ricky Berry. 12 turnovers for the Kings in the first half with 2:12 remaining, and it's Portland leading by a point. Jim Peterson working Kersey baseline, and it counts. Peterson fouled him and the basket counts. Nice quick move by Jerome Kersey.
Boy, and a very tough shot too, and watch him take Peterson, a bigger man. But Kersey has great explosive leaping ability, and that was a very, very tough shot. I was surprised the normally uncontroversial Jerome Kersey's comments in the Oregonian today.
And he misses the free throw as Portland continues to struggle from the line, now just 9 of 15.
And if you missed the very top of our show, this morning Jerome Kersey quoted as saying that one of us, me or Kiki Vandeweghe, has to go. One of us has to be traded.
Ricky Berry. Yes. A 2-point field goal, 54-53. Cuts Portland's lead to 1. That's 2 field goals for 4 for Berry. Drexler now posting up Berry to drive to the basket. No, but he was fouled. And Berry picks up the personal. And for Del Negro, that's his first.
Well, right now, Clyde Drexler running right behind Magic Johnson at the guard position for the Western Conference All-Star team, and you can see why. Very obvious what a great player he is, and he's been a hot player too.
They're kind of stuffing the ballot box here in Portland, aren't they?
A lot.
I mean, you look at all the fellows that they have. I mean, Duckworth and Porter, and it's
forget about the ballots. People are putting their business cards in there, writing Clyde's name and Jerome Kersey's name on the back of their business card.
56-53. Portland by 3. Thompson, and he is fouled by Porter. Porter going for the steal, a little bit too aggressive, and he fouled Tank.
Grant, just to embellish for a moment, when Steve Johnson is among the leaders, in fact, he was a leader at the forward position.
And he is in his 16th season of professional basketball. Quickly up court, Vandeweghe with the running one-hander, and then now the pass to Drexler. I don't know if that was a missed shot or a pass.
Yeah, he changed his mind in midair. It was really a terrific pass by Vandeweghe.
58-55, now a 3-point Portland lead. And now McCray right back at Vandeweghe, and Vandeweghe gets all ball. McCray with a nice move to save it to Berry, and he walked.
He's having a tough night.
To carry that attendance thing one step further, they're second in all of professional sports with that sellout record. The only other professional sports franchise with more consecutive sellouts is the Toronto Maple Leafs in the NHL.
Well, that's hockey.
That's right. That's part of hockey. Here's Vandeweghe for 3, and he misses the shot. And it's Ed Pinckney with the rebound. Kings down by 3. With 30 seconds left here in the first half, and the running one-hander way off. And look at this baseball pass for Porter. Great athletic ability, but in the hands of Pinckney. The Kings should convert on this. It's 4-on-1. Drexler was back, and Thompson no, but he was fouled. Drexler was back all by himself, He was looking at 4 Kings coming straight at him, and the Kings will be able to pull it within 1 if Tank Thompson can make both free throws.
You know, Grant, in this sport, there is such a thing, rather, as a good foul. That is a very good foul. When you're back there by yourself with 4 blue shirts running at you, watch this. Terry Porter makes the save, and into somebody's lap.
How do you do?
Hey, meet the players up close and personal.
58-56. And now a 20-second timeout called by Portland. Now let's see how the Kings handle this 15 seconds. We have seen now at the end of the first half last night, Ted, where they really looked miserable for a 30-second span. And then if you remember, tonight at the end of the first quarter, they misplayed the last 30 seconds there. So let's see how they do here with 15 seconds left on the clock. Portland, though, will have the basketball, and they'll probably use all the clock.
You bring up a very appropriate point, because most people look at an NBA game and say who made or missed the last shot as the determining factor. But there are a lot of other determining factors, i.e. what do you do with the ball at the end of a quarter? Do you get off a shot, or do you turn it over and turn it into a 4-point play for the other team? So these little moments in the game early are still important, and we'll see how they handle the situation.
All right, LaSalle Thompson with a free throw can cut it to 1. And he has 16 tonight. And now 17. An excellent first half for LaSalle Thompson.
Giant first half.
58-57. Kings 9 of 10 from the line as the clock is down to 7 for Terry Porter. Caldwell Jones sets the screen. 2 seconds. Porter. And with 1 second left, he puts the field goal in. So Portland, now that's the way you use the clock at the end of the half. And a good first half for the Kings as they walk off the floor. As back-to-back road games, and again, a very good first half turned in by the Kings. Our score at half, as you see, it's the Blazers 60 and the Kings 57. We have 6 or 7 minutes, Lou. All right, I'll check back in with you in about. Sure. And, yes. Okay. Fine. All right, I'll do the scoring leaders. Ted, you do the numbers.
Okay. Are we going to be on camera at all here?
Yes. Both teams have hit the floor as they get ready for the second half, and you see LaSalle Thompson, as we mentioned, leading the Kings with 17. Vinny Del Negro off the bench with 11. Rodney McRae 8. Meanwhile, Clyde Drexler with 18. A very quiet 18. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. Kersey and Porter with 11.
And the team stats in the first half. Look at that fine shooting by Sacramento. They shot 64%, 23 for 36. The Blazers shooting very well, too, at 52%. The Kings with a 7-rebound advantage, and that's a big factor in the ball game. As we mentioned a moment ago, the turnovers for Sacramento, the big story, 13 to only 5. The Blazers playing a very clean game tonight, and those 13 turnovers costing the Kings some. But as you see, the Kings shooting 44.5% for the year, 64%. So that's 20% higher in the first half. So great shooting by the Kings in that first half.
All right, don't go away. We'll be back with the start of the second half for you right after these messages. Again at halftime, our score, it's Portland 60 and Sacramento 57. Yes, sir. Okay.
I gave it away to a homeless person.
Who's? Is it?
Thank you.
Yes.
Silly savage, isn't it?
Whose is this? It is?
I don't know.
Back here in Portland, halftime at 60-57. I want to tell you that Kings basketball brought to you in part by Toyota. There's quality, then there's Toyota quality. Who could ask for anything more? And by Jack in the Box restaurants. For exciting new taste, this is the place. Grant Napier and Ted Green live from Portland, Oregon. And I mentioned Clyde Drexler in that first half with a quiet 18, and by quiet I mean he just kind of sneaks up on you. I couldn't believe it when I heard that he had 18 points.
You know, Grant, it's funny you mentioned that because it's only loud when you see the final box score. But he's different than Dale Ellis, whom we saw last night, in that Ellis is pouring in big numbers. He's such a great shooter, but Drexler does it with a variety of things. He does it on drives, he does it on scoops, he does it on tips, on follows, plus jumpers and dunks. So his game is so varied that it kind of sneaks up on you, and all of a sudden you look up, like tonight, and he's got 18 at the half.
And he also missed 4 free throws, which is unusual. I mean, he could have 21, 22 points. On the other side, as you look at Jerry Reynolds, they have to be happy. And, you know, I think it's getting to a point where they're not going to be happy if they keep on losing. I mean, sure, they are taking it one step at a time. There's no question that this ball club is improving just about every time they step on the floor. But Jerry is not going to be happy with a loss anymore. He needs to get some W's on the road. Playing well is one thing, but they have to start getting some W's.
Yeah, the moral victories are fine, and they help build the team's confidence. But after a while, the bottom line is that W, and they've got to start getting some W's on the road. They've only got one so far this year.
And, of course, they're in a great position right here to make a run at it. Last night, of course, at Seattle, they were leading by 2 points at intermission. Right here, they trail by 3. As you look at the Kings come out, the same starting 5. It will be Kenny Smith and Ricky Berry at the guards with Roddy McRae and a young fan on hand. Watching LaSalle Thompson and Jim Peterson walk on as well.
We just saw a shot of the president of the Clyde Drexler fan club, the youngest president.
And for the Portland Trailblazers, Duckworth, Bryant, and Kersey down low with Terry Porter and Clyde Drexler in the backcourt. So we're underway here in the third quarter. Glad to have you aboard on this Friday evening. And the Kings looking for their second road victory of the year. They'll have the weekend off and then return home Tuesday to take the Lakers. And it's Kevin Duckworth with the short J. And it's 62-57. 8 points for Duckworth, the third-year man out of Eastern Illinois. Shot clock down to 7. And now Peterson. Nice position in the paint, but his shot won't go. And Portland, leading by 5, can take their biggest lead of the contest with a basket here. Mark Bryant, the rookie out of Seton Hall, wants to take Thompson and does so. But he can't get the shot to fall. Duckworth got away with a push-off, no foul called, and he misses the jump shot. Ricky Berry. And LaSalle Thompson to Peterson, and they swing it back outside. And it's Berry for 3. Got it. And just like that, the Kings with 60 and down by 2.
We talked about Ellis last night, how easily he shoots it from distance, and boy, Clyde didn't have enough distance there.
And it's McRae to Smith, got away with a lucky pass. Berry, and he looks for the easy deuce, and it won't go with no foul called, and Jerry Reynolds almost came out of his shoes. Oh, how do you like that? Back the other way. Portland with the basket from up by 4. Kersey with the step, the jam, no. A whistle before the basket. And it's Kevin Duckworth with a foul down low.
Well, that is a classic makeup call at the other end. They call a blocking foul, really a nebulous foul on Duckworth to make up for the fact that Berry was pushed. Look at that. That is blatant. I can't believe there was no call there.
And they got 3 officials on the floor this year. Come on. Amazing. So if the Kings lose by 2, remember that call. McRae taking Kersey, the step, the bucket, and a foul. Send them to the line, tied at 62. A free throw will put the Kings on top by 1.
Grant, I really mean this. I think Bill Saar felt so bad about that other call. He's given the Kings 2 good calls in a row.
There it is one more time.
There wasn't much of a hit there, to be honest about it.
Rodney McRae now with 10 points. Jerry having a conversation with Bill Saar.
That call, Grant, by the way, excuse me, that call, the non-call against Ricky Berry, as the Kings almost forced a turnover, was by the young official, the new official, Jim Kinsey. So much for the Kinsey report. I never read it anyway.
62. Oh, the alley-oop for Kersey. And he loses control, gets it right back. And it's back to a 2-point Portland lead. 13 points for Jerome Kersey. Out of Longwood College, Kenny Smith, switch of the hands, no, but McRae there for the follow. And Rodney McRae now with 12 points, ties it up at 64. Drexler to Duckworth, open from 15, no good, in and out. He fouls up his own shot, foul called underneath, away from the ball, and it's Mark Bryant getting the foul, and it will go over to Sacramento.
An elbowing foul. He sent Jim Peterson to the floor, crashing to the floor.
Well, Mark Bryant starting, but he averages only 18 minutes of contest. He's a rookie, taking 23rd in the draft, or I should say 21st in the draft this past season.
Similar to Mark Ivoroni starting in Utah.
Ricky Berry with the nice jam. Oh, boy. And Berry puts the Kings up by 2.
How do you like that athletic ability?
Wow. He did the same thing last night in Seattle, but they didn't count it because the buzzer had gone off at the end of the first half. Remember that one?
I sure do. Heck, it was only last night.
And Drexler, how often do you see Clyde Drexler hit nothing at all in 2 consecutive shots?
2 air balls in a quarter.
Right. Back-to-back air balls.
Be quiet.
Jim Peterson now wants to take the rookie and does with the jump hook. Put it in the book, gentlemen, and it's 68-64.
And the Kings making a good run here.
8 points for Pete.
Crowd getting antsy.
Thompson pushes Duckworth, and here's the jump hook by Kevin. No good. Rebound, though, knocked out of bounds by Portland, and it will go over the Kings, and they can take their biggest lead of the contest with a field goal here. Jim Peterson out of the field, and he ran out of real estate and had to throw it back in the play, and fortunately for Sacramento, it went out on Portland.
Yeah, the Kings very lucky there. That was a good pass, by the way, to Peterson. A little long, but a very good idea.
And now Pete again, and right through his hands. 15 turnovers for the Kings. And the fans now with some rhythmic applause, stolen by Peterson to Kenny Smith. And Kennedy had a back dribble against Porter, but Porter got a hand on him. Now that is great athletic ability by Terry Porter. 3-on-2 back the other way. Drexler filling the lane.
Well, that's twice now in the open court. Kenny Smith has had the ball stripped away by Terry Porter. Terry Porter is a very good defender. He's got quick hands. You got to be careful handling the ball around him.
So that was basically a 4-point swing right there. McRae sees an opening, and it counts. Put it in the book and send them to the line. Jerome Kersey with the foul, and Rodney McRae will try to put the Kings up by 5, and a technical foul called on Kersey. He's arguing with the officials right now, and they just slapped him with a tee as you see McRae going right at us. And now a conversation right in front of us.
And he better be careful. They'll throw him out.
And a timeout being called by Portland. When we come back, the Kings will have several free throws. And hold everything because Ricky Berry is going to take his free throw right here before we break. And no good. So our score with 7:40 remaining, it's the Kings 70 and the Blazers 66.
Show us the replay coming back because that was a total non-foul.
Yeah, Lou.
There was no foul there at all. Yep, there was no foul at all. Not even close. Yes, exactly, Lou. You'll see why he's frustrated. Watch this. Where's the foul? Man, there's nothing there at all. 0. If anything, it was a blocking foul on by 4, sending Rodney McRae to the line. We'll show you the source of Jerome Kersey's frustration. McRae on the drive. Kersey gets out of the way. He's nowhere near the play. It's Mark Bryant who fouls Rodney McRae, not Jerome Kersey. Kersey gets called for the foul and the tee, and that's why he was frustrated.
And you see the Kings still shooting very well, 6 of 9 in this quarter. And good ball movement to Drexler.
Oh, and what a shot with the left hand. Tough shot.
And the Kings now leading at 71-68. And a whistle away from the ball. And the foul is going to be on Jim Peterson.
That is a payback foul to Bryant for Bryant knocking Peterson down a moment ago.
As you look at Jerry Reynolds, I'll tell you that Doug Lindholm has been chosen the winner in our fourth quarter shootout contest. Doug has picked LaSalle Thompson to score the first point for the Kings in the fourth quarter. He has already won an official Kings jacket. As you look at the basket by Kevin Duckworth, he'll go to the line for 1 for the three-point play. But Doug has already won a Kings jacket, courtesy of Fan Fever, with 7 convenient mall locations for you in the Sacramento area. And if LaSalle scores the first point for the Kings in the next quarter, Doug will also win a professional home protection starter kit from Black & Decker. A 20-second timeout. Our situation right here is it's the Kings leading at 71-70. Kevin Duckworth made the basket. He'll go to the line for the three-point play and try to tie it up at 71.
Grant, one point I'd like to make very briefly is that this is the easiest sport in the world to second guess because there are so many calls, they happen so quickly, and we of course have the benefit of instant replay and the officials don't. I want to make this point just one time that the officials in the NBA are the best in professional sports. They get more calls right more often, a higher percentage of the time than any other major sport. It's just that they have so many calls to make, and it's such a difficult sport to officiate.
I'm glad your friend Frank Layden wasn't here because he would say, well, what does that say for the rest of the professional sports world? Right?
You won't let me be nice, will you?
Duckworth. And he connects for the three-point play, and we're tied at 71. Hey, fans, a great way to reward yourself after the game, win or lose, is with the clean, crisp taste of a Beechwood Aged Budweiser. Yeah, this Bud's for you, and we hope it's a Kings win when you have that ice-cold Budweiser. All right, 71-71. Shot clock down to 7 for Kenny Smith and the Kings.
And the Blazers toughening up on defense.
Smith, and the shot in and out. Portland looking to take the lead. Duckworth from 17, short. Follows up his own shot, knocked away by Ricky Berry into the hands of Kenny Smith. And now it's a 3-on-2. But Berry forgot the basketball.
Well, that's 3 times they've been unable to convert on fast breaks.
Look at that ball movement. And they missed the easy shot, Porter does. Quickly ahead of the field is Berry. He has Smith trailing. And the spin and the easy deuce by Ricky Berry. Well, that time they converted.
Good body control.
11 points for Berry, the rookie out of San Jose State. Ricky Berry last night pumped in 15 against Seattle. And Vinny Del Negro will check in at the next whistle. Vanderway lining it up for a 2-point shot. Short, and it's Ricky Berry. Peterson is ahead of the field, but they can't find him. And now it's Jim Peterson, and he'll wait for the rest of the team to get there. Kenny Smith in traffic. McRae, and it counts. Rodney McRae.
The third three-point play opportunity for Rodney McRae. And boy, that was a good pass by Kenny Smith.
Here it is one more time.
Kenny, at the last second, was able to dish it off. There's the reach by Vanderway. Good call. And Rodney with the reverse layup, and Rodney McRae's got a big quarter going.
He has 17, looking for his 18th point, and more importantly, a 5-point Sacramento lead.
And that is 10 points in the quarter for McRae.
So the Kings leading it by 5 with 5:53 left in this third quarter. Kiki Vanderway had a lot of room. Now we'll wait. And Terry Porter. 10 seconds remaining on the 24. Porter with the hesitation. Stutter step move. Switch of the hands. No. Joe Klein with the rebound. And Del Negro with a hot first half.
Grant, Rodney McRae is almost exclusively the Kings point guard now.
Joe Klein with the running one-hander. Yes.
Or point forward, if you will.
5 points for Klein.
All the offense generating with Rodney McRae, and he is the reason the Kings are up by 7.
Drexler no good. Klein with the rebound, and the Kings with their biggest lead of the game can add it on at 78-71. And Vinny Del Negro will bring it up for Sacramento. Ricky Berry. Short. And Drexler has it. It's Terry Porter to Duckworth, and he was fouled. Duckworth with 11 points will go to the foul line as Rodney McRae picks up the personal foul. That's McRae's first, and here it is one more time as Portland on the move.
I'm going to ask you one question. Would you take the charge? That's
Nope.
280 coming at you.
That's a lot of person. Of course, he's really been one of the surprise stories in the NBA the last couple of years. As we have a moment, why don't we pause 5 seconds for station identification. Duckworth, who started his career in San Antonio, was traded for Walter Berry. And when he came to Portland, he was a new man. He was voted the most improved player in the league last year. Peterson. And Portland with the rebound to cut the lead to 4 with a basket. Drexler. Unbelievable. Clyde Drexler, coming off a triple-double against the Lakers, now has 24 points.
Next to Michael Jordan, is there a better athlete, pure athlete in the NBA?
If there is, I haven't seen him. Klein, and Peterson loses control. Drexler, dim the lights and open the curtains. It's showtime. .26 points for Clyde the Glide. I thought he was going to do an act, but he needed the 2 points more importantly, and it's 78-76. McRae left open from 17. Kings picking a bad time to go cold. And Klein over the back. And that's his 4th personal.
At this point in the game, Grant, there's no good time to go cold.
And Kevin Duckworth standing right in front of us. And I think he's in the wrong sport, perhaps. They get some shoulder pads on that young man.
He's too big for the other sport.
All right, Portland can tie it with a basket here. Vandeweghe off the screen. And he misses. And a foul called. Ricky Berry came down with the rebound, and he was fouled by Clyde Drexler.
And that should be the 15th foul.
It is. They'll bring it down the other end, and Ricky Berry will go to the line. Kings leading at 78-76. Clyde Drexler with his 2nd foul of the contest.
Now, theoretically, Grant, Ricky Berry should be a very good free thrower. But very often when rookies come into the NBA, they don't understand that it requires a lot of concentration to shoot free throws.
And he hits for his 12th point.
But he's got a great shooting touch, and he should be an 80 or 85% free thrower as his career begins to evolve.
The all-time leading scorer at San Jose State. And he just hits to give the Kings a 4-point lead. 3.5 remaining. Vandeweghe. No good. Duckworth with the box out and the jam.
And say goodnight when he catches it in there.
And the Kings lead reduced to 2. Del Negro off the screen with some daylight. And the left-hand shot soft. Berry there for the rebound. No. He was fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 more. Terry Porter picking up the foul.
Right here, Grant, you'll see one more rebound than Ricky Berry had all last night in Seattle. In fact, this is his 3rd or 4th rebound tonight. So Jerry had a little talk with him after the game last night. Said, Rick, I think you ought to be able to get a few rebounds. You're 6'7". And so Ricky Berry has gone out and gotten a few rebounds tonight.
As you look at Jerry Reynolds, Kings 15 of 18 from the line. And Berry makes good on both to put the Kings up by 4. And 15 points now for Berry. So the Kings' top 2 draft choices contributing. And Kevin Duckworth triple team and stolen. Pinckney has it. Good converging defense, and it creates the turnover.
Yeah, give it to him. Run it. Give it to Vinny.
Now it's Pinckney. Thought about it. Berry for 3. Yes.
Oh, that was right in front of us, Grant, and he had that sucker lined up. He really teed that up, and that is a career high for Ricky Berry.
18 points. Drexler right back at Berry. And you're looking at one of the best players in all of basketball right there, gentlemen.
Yeah, you said it all right there. That's right.
28 points for Drexler. And now Joe Klein, double team, goes to the basket. And you can
look at Jerry. That was funny. Bill Sawyer looked at Jerry Reynolds and said, "Hey, who do you want me to call the foul on?" Because he's right. 3 people fouled him.
Oh man, Bill said, "Which one do you want? Take your pick."
You only get to see stuff like that when you're down on the floor, folks. That was funny. Timeout on the floor, and the Kings leading it 85-80.
And what a difference when you have a game to work.
Oh, boy.
Look over that stuff. That's
Sure will.
close.
Yes, sir.
Lou, do you have any idea what kind of post-game situation we're going to be in? I just think if we had a little time, it would be nice to bring Barry on. He's the first-round draft pick, and he's starting to have his moment. I know, and he's starting to have his moment of the sun. But if they lose, would you want to have Drexler and then bring Ricky on for a minute or two afterwards? Okay, let me know. Wow.
Okay, Bob, I'm set. What promo? Okay. 4. Yes. No, he's on the floor.
Well, coming into the game tonight, Ricky Barry had made 5 out of 14 three-point field goals. That's 36%. So you know he can shoot it out there, and bam, you can see why he can shoot it. That was from distance, about 25 feet. Big game, Ricky Barry's best game so far as a pro.
Be sure to join us as you look at Ricky Barry's numbers. Be sure to join us here on Channel 31 Sunday night at 6. Discover the Wind Raiders of the Sahara on the best of National Geographic on Channel 31. That's Sunday night at 6 right here on KRBK.
Joe Klein missing only his 4th free throw of the season. He had been 50 of 53, leading the league at 94%.
And Joe playing with a sore back makes 1 of 2, and it's a 6-point lead as we approach the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. And could this be the night where the Kings pick up a road victory for just the 2nd time? Joe Klein battles Duckworth, but Duckworth comes up with it, misses badly. Steve Johnson calls for the rebound, but Barry steals it away. 2-on-2, and now Pinckney holds up and gives to Barry. LaSalle Thompson way outside, short. Follows up though, and here he is. Nice foul by Tank Thompson.
And what a collision between Tank Thompson and Kevin Duckworth, about 500 pounds on the floor.
19 points for LaSalle Thompson, 88-80 Sacramento. And now Danny Young gets it to Duckworth. Double team by Del Negro from behind, but Duckworth shoots it over Klein, and it's 88-82. Kevin Duckworth has 16.
Let's see how the Kings take care of the ball in the last minute.
And a foul call.
And once again, the Blazers send the NBA's best free thrower to the line.
And the 4th foul called on Kevin Duckworth.
Grant, it's sort of like UFOs, unexplainable phenomenon how Joe Klein can be leading the NBA in free throw shooting and shooting 34% from the floor.
And Joe has just put the Kings back up by 7. Caldwell Jones comes in, Kevin Duckworth out.
One shot.
And if they can,
That's a 60-pound trade-off.
you look at, illustrate your point one more time.
That's a staggering difference, 60% difference, unbelievable.
And Joe now has 8 points. 90-82. And Drexler hammered Ricky Barry, and a loose ball foul is called on Drexler. Not much question about that one.
Well, most of the time, Grant, when you've got a confrontation between a superstar like Drexler and a kid like Barry, the call's going to go against the kid. That time, Jim Kinsey gave the call to Berry and against Drexler.
So with 1:04 remaining, the Kings can go up by 10 points.
And I'll tell you what, there's no question he pushed him off with the left arm, really pushed him.
The screen set by Thompson. And now the double team on Berry. LaSalle Thompson walked. He knew it. That's 20 turnovers for the Kings.
But I think only 6 in this quarter, though that's quite a few. Hasn't hurt him, though.
Well, they lead by 8. And now Johnson with position over Thompson. And in and out. Del Negro works against Danny Young. From the fadeaway, no good. And Drexler now 1-on-3. Gets by Thompson. And he's fouled by Ricky Berry.
That's not a bad foul by Ricky because there are 19 seconds left. Drexler is not a great free thrower. If you don't foul him, he's going to dunk it. And the Kings will get the ball back.
And again, I brought it up earlier in the game, but I will do it one more time. Let's see how the Kings handle these last 19 seconds because they will have the ball after these free throws.
Let's see if they get a shot. Never mind handle it. I mean, they haven't been able to get a shot at the end of the quarter.
Clyde Drexler now has 29 points. LaSalle Thompson comes out.
Adrian Branch, the ex-Laker, back in. Clyde scoring, as we talked about before, granted, kind of like a leaky faucet. It just keeps dripping.
All right, so it's 90-84.
He's got 30.
And Rodney McRae, with 12 seconds left in the quarter, will run the clock down. 5 seconds left. And McRae wants it himself, loses control. Pinckney will have to put it up off the turnaround. No, and they don't get a shot off. But an excellent third quarter for the Kings as they have taken a 6-point lead into the fourth quarter. We'll be back in a moment. After 3, it's 90-84 Sacramento. I probably sound negative bringing that up, but I have to, you know, at the end of it, right? You have to say,
gotcha.
Watch it.
It's
you know?
on it.
That's right.
3 successful shots are worth 250 lottery tickets. 4 shots.
Okay, thank you, Lou.
5 shots, 1,000. And all 6 shots are made. Charles Platt will receive 5,000 lottery tickets.
Well, Lou, Happy New Year. We're getting 2 good games in a row, buddy.
Corresponding to the player's jersey number is Jerry Houston and Young. And Charles takes either of these shots. He'll win an autograph Spalding game basketball. First one,
Ask me what it's going to take for them to get this road win. We should come out and set it up by saying that no team has won in this building in 2 months. They've won 10 in a row here. They're 12-1 here. Kings trying to accomplish something that only the Denver Nuggets have been able to do. What's it going to take? Well, you got to do this.
No, not yet.
Okay.
The first one is number 36.
Well, a great third quarter has put the Kings in position to win just their 2nd road game of the year. But keep this in mind, Portland has won 10 in a row here. They haven't lost here in 2 months. The only team to win here this year is the Denver Nuggets. Ted, what's it going to take for the Kings to pull this one out?
Grant, they've got to take care of the basketball, not turn it over. They've got to handle the defensive pressure. You know the Blazers are going to come at them hard defensively. They've got to hit some big shots, but most of all, and this is what they've lacked on the road, they've got to believe in themselves. They've got to believe that they can do it.
Last night they self-destructed in the fourth quarter after being tied 86-86. Let's see what they do here with the 6-point lead. And Ed Pinckney wants to go against Johnson. Off the turnaround. And Vandeweghe with the rebound. And Portland, Spanny Young. And it's kicked by Vinny Del Negro. And Portland will get a new 24 to operate with.
Right now, almost exclusively reserves on the floor. Kenny Smith, Terry Porter, Rodney McRae, about the only starters out there.
And now it's Johnson working against Pinckney. Nice defense by Ed. Slaps it away, and Kenny Smith has it. Bounce pass to Del Negro. And they swing it around for McRae. Del Negro with the short jumper. Yes,
oh, what
Del
a
Negro
tough delay shot.
has just scored the first point for the Kings in the fourth quarter, which means that Doug Lidholm does not win the professional home protection starter kit from Black & Decker, but he does walk away with a Kings jacket, courtesy of Fan Fever. Fan Fever, every sports fan's fantasy, with 7 convenient mall locations for you in the Sacramento area. And a foul called away from the ball. It's Ed Pinckney picking up the foul. So Doug Lidholm, thank you for playing. Congratulations, and enjoy that Kings jacket courtesy of Fan Fever.
Ed Pinckney picking up just his first foul down in the low box against Steve Johnson, but you can't minimize the importance of making the first basket in the quarter, and Del Negro hit a tough shot.
Vandeweghe for 2. He had a split on the line. Joe Klein with the rebound. So the Kings can take a 10-point lead with a deuce here. Pinckney, and it's out of bounds.
Oh, man, that is, you just can't do that. Not on the road, you can't.
21 turnovers. A capacity crowd watching these two clubs, and Kiki Vandeweghe cuts the lead down to 6 points, 92 to 86. So Portland converts off the turnover. Klein sets the screen for McRae, and now the double team leaves Klein open, and another turnover. That's 2 in a row.
Well, you can't win the game doing this.
Unbelievable. Johnson, and just like that, it's a 4-point game, and Jerry Reynolds has to call a timeout. 2 turnovers have resulted in 2 quick baskets for Portland, and just like that, it's 92-88. We'll be back in just a moment. Time to put your boys in. Put Pete in.
I wouldn't wait.
LaSalle's got
I
to come
wouldn't
in.
wait. Just bring it in now.
Hey, the game's, you know.
It's right here.
How can they do that?
Just throw the ball away, man.
They weren't even close on those 2 passes.
And they're so close right now. They're tantalizingly close.
Right.
You know, you get up 10 or 12, confidence really starts to
And
build.
you know what a road victory would do for this team right now against a team like Portland?
Yeah.
I mean, the
Hey,
confidence.
it would be news in the NBA. I mean,
Right.
this would be the first team to knock this team
Right.
off here in 2 months.
It would get them great publicity.
On the night that they sell out for the 500 straight time.
Right.
Spoil the party.
We should talk about that if it gets down
Yeah.
to like a minute, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't wait. I think you can start to sell it
Okay.
now. Trying to spoil the party tonight. Okay, that's good.
Wow, that's
Ooh.
the game. Great graphic.
That's good, Mike. That's really good. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Helling.
Well, Ted, we got another good game. That's great.
How many in a row is that? 2. That's a damn streaker on.
Well, you want to see an important graphic. Kings with 22 turnovers. And as we turn the page on you, points off the turnovers.
It's a big part of the story. A 13-point differential, points off turnovers, 28-15. But it's not the only story, because right now with 10 minutes to play, it's the Kings by 4 in a building where the Blazers have not lost a game, Grant, since the 13th of November. You're talking almost 2 months. The Denver Nuggets scored 142 points here on November 13th. They're the only team to win in this building. The Blazers 12-1 at home.
And the Kings trying to spoil the 500th consecutive sellout here in Portland. And right now they have a 4-point lead. But the last 2 times down the floor, they've turned it over. McRae, though, tries the shot, and Ed Pinckney there, and it counts. That is an enormous basket, and he'll go to the line for 1.
And isn't it kind of funny and ironic that it was Eddie Pinckney who was involved in the last 2 turnovers? So he comes back and atones an offensive rebound basket and a tough hang shot. I'll tell you what, he used his body beautifully to shield the defender, and a chance for three.
Ricky Berry in, Rodney McRae out. 8 points for Pinckney, and a free throw here will make it 95-88. And he gets the nice bounce off the iron to do so. So it's a 7-point lead with 9.5 remaining in the contest. Grant Napier and Ted Green live from Portland, and we've got a dandy on our hands. Johnson knocked away by Kenny Smith, and it will go back to Portland.
Good help by Kenny Smith, reaching in. That ball almost went off Steve Johnson.
And Porter right off the screen from the inbound. And over Del Negro. Can't hit. Vandeweghe with the rebound. Knocked away, and Klein has it.
Are you surprised Drexler is still down?
And here's Ed Pinckney. And he gets the basket for two. And Mike Schuler does not elect to call a timeout. It's 97-88. Kings with 2 unanswered baskets. Vandeweghe over Berry, and no, but he was fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Well, never mind Bonnie. Where's Clyde?
That's right. And
Here he
is
goes.
Clyde Drexler.
You knew Mike Schuler wasn't going to wait much longer.
Well, 97-88, and Vandeweghe will go to the line for 2.
Where he has been one of the most expert free throwers throughout his career in the league.
Yeah, you can pretty much put it in the book when he steps to the line. He now has 10 points.
And that's exactly what he's been averaging in the 2 previous games. In fact, this just his 3rd appearance this season.
And he missed.
Wow, you won't see that very often, will you?
It's because we were talking about it. We put the hex on. 97-89, Kings by 8. Vinny Del Negro fakes Drexler, now open from 15. In and out. Nice rebound by Del Negro. Follows up his shot and gets it to Smith.
I'll tell you what else I like. He's got the guts to take the shot.
Smith, and a foul.
Up to the hole, 55.
And a foul will go against Vandeweghe. And 2 shots upcoming for Smith. Watch it again.
You may be getting a glimpse of the future of the Sacramento Kings right here with these young players. Vinny Del Negro, Ricky Berry, and Kenny Smith. It is a young triumvirate. Kenny, the old man in the group, and he's in his 2nd year.
Now, I'll tell you one thing. Jerry Reynolds, back when they had media day before the season started, said, hey, we're going to start off slowly, but this team will get better and better and better as the year goes on.
You know what? They are getting better.
You're darn right they are. Well, let's see if they can hold on to this lead. 98-89 right now, and Kenny looking to put the Kings up by 10, and he does. 8.5 remaining in the contest, and it's the Kings by 10.
And this crowd, Grant, is stunned.
They're not used to seeing their team trail here. Jump hook no good. Drexler with the follow. Hold everything. A foul called.
They're calling it a control tip, so that'll be free throws.
Yep. And Vinny Del Negro fouls Drexler.
Well, one of the things the Kings certainly have to worry about here in the last 8:20 is Drexler just simply taking this game over. He is capable. He's already got 30 points. And he makes the first.
99-90. Rodney McRae will come back in. Vinny Del Negro out.
Boy, Dale Ellis last night, Clyde Drexler tonight, and they've got 80, 81 now between them in those 2 nights.
99-91. It's the Kings in front. 32 points for Clyde the Glide. Klein working against Duckworth, loses control, goes to McRae over Vandeweghe. Yes.
Well, he's played in big games before. Rodney McRae's been in the NBA Finals.
Rodney McRae with 20 points. It's 101-91. Kings by 10. Under 8 minutes remaining. Duckworth with the nice move, count it, and send him to the line.
Oh, man, you really don't want to foul Duckworth when he's down in that deep. You know, play some honest defense and try to contest the shot, but don't bail him out. He's down in the low box, very close to the basket. Joe Klein goes for the fake, little body foul, and chance for 3.
It's a chance for Duckworth to cut the lead to 7.
That's 5 fouls on Joe Klein. He misses the free throw. LaSalle Thompson getting ready to come back in.
Portland is also, they're losing the game at the foul line. They are only 18 of 28, Ted. And that's a big difference. Here's Pinckney off the nice pass from Smith. No good, but he fouls up his own shot. Double team, baseline, and he misses. Kersey with the rebound. And Portland will look to cut it to 5. Vandeweghe with the step. No, but he draws the foul. And normally when he goes to the line, they're automatic, although he did miss one the last time he was there. And as we mentioned, Portland just 18 of 28 from the line as Joe Klein will sit down. Kind of surprised that Jim Peterson, we haven't seen him in quite a while.
I wonder if he's re-injured himself. I don't think he has. We haven't heard anything from Bill Jones. Played well in the first half.
There he is.
But when things are going as well as they've been going, I guess you don't shake it up. Don't change it.
All right, 101-95. Vandeweghe with 12 points on the evening. 7:20 remaining, fourth quarter. 10 remaining on the 24. At Pinckney. Now to Thompson, open from 17. No good. Knocked out of bounds and saved by Kersey. Great save. That ball would have gone to Sacramento if it weren't for Kersey. And now they can cut the lead to 4, and a foul called.
And fouls, Grant, fouls, definitely a big factor now. The Kings already over the bonus, over the limit. 6:57 to play, and that's a lot of time when you're already over the limit. Pinckney fouls Kersey.
So Jerome Kersey, with his team trailing by 6, will look for his 14th and 15th points of the evening.
You said the Blazers are losing the game at the line. They may have a chance to win it at the line.
And here's McRae with some daylight. And he is fouled, gets the shot off. And Kiki Vandeweghe picks up the personal. So Ronnie McRae, as you look at it one more time, he gets the step.
He does get the step, Grant. He's got a quickness edge against Kiki.
Vinny Del Negro will come back in. As you look at Roddy McRae.
Steps to the line as a 70% free thrower, but drills the first.
He has 21 points. Ed Pinckney out. Vinny Del Negro in.
The answer to our query about Jim Peterson is no, he is not hurt.
And 2 big free throws, 103-96, the lead to 7 again for Sacramento. The Kings, meanwhile, 24 of 28 from the line. And as we told you about the Trailblazers, they've missed 10. And a big rebound by McRae. Nice box out that time on Kevin Duckworth. Vinny Del Negro wait for the rest of the crew. Ricky Berry wide open and can't hit. Drexler with the rebound. Duckworth.
Oh,
and
he
traveled. I was going to say, if they didn't call that, you got to be kidding me.
You don't call anything if you don't call that.
103-96. So the Kings can move that lead up to 9 with a deuce here.
And I don't have any problem, Grant, with Ricky Berry taking that last shot. It takes courage to shoot these balls now.
Thompson with some daylight and switch of the hands and put it in the bucket.
And Schuler's going to get a timeout. The Kings by 9.
And how about some boo birds here from the Portland fans? A couple of fans booing. As you hear in the background as we go to the break, our score, the Kings 105, the Blazers 96.
What do you think?
Say that again, Lou, please. Okay.
Lou,
okay.
What would your opinion be of if they win? It's a pretty good accomplishment in this building, particularly, and spoiling the party on the 500th consecutive sellout of having Jerry Reynolds on first and then maybe a minute or two with Ricky Berry after that. Would you like that? I think that's appropriate.
Hey, Lou, let's make the Kings happy and put a Bass phone number up sometime, too, before, because this is we've got a good audience now. Wow, this is something. Okay. We might have to wait to the wire on that one.
Rodney McRae's a candidate. Vinny's a candidate. Ricky Berry's a candidate.
Right. Let's not get too excited yet.
A lot of time left. Almost 6 minutes.
Yep. I saw this team lose a 5-point lead with 10 seconds. All right.
Punch the fact they are improving, and you know, a lot of home games are coming up.
Well, as you can see for yourself, the Kings improving with every game. And look at all those games upcoming. San Antonio, Golden State, Washington, Detroit, Phoenix, the Lakers, Boston, and Seattle. And tickets available for all of those games. So make sure that you get to Bass Ticketmaster Centers, or you can call 395-BASS. Pick up your Kings tickets for February. On sale now. Duckworth, jump hook, and does not get the roll. He was fouled. And Berry picks up the foul.
You know, Grant, not many teams, as you take a look at the game summary with the Kings outscoring the Blazers big off the bench by 13, and that certainly is a factor.
Well, Ricky Berry now has 5 personals.
The point I was going to make, though, is that the Blazers have a very nice luxury that most teams don't have. They've got a big 7-footer to go to in crunch time. They're going to look to Duckworth a lot down the stretch.
And still, the Portland Trailblazers losing the game at the line. Duckworth is 4 of 7, and as a team, they're 21 of 33.
Right at his average, but he misses both, and Kersey gets the rebound. Boy, that hurt.
Jerome Kersey. And it's now 105-98. Does that ever hurt? 7-point lead. Fans making some noise. McRae all the way and lays it up off the glass for 2.
Hey,
Rodney McRae with 24 points.
Grant, one thing to go around Vandaway, it's another thing to go around Kersey.
And he did that in prime fashion. Now Kersey posting up Berry. Jump hook, air ball. Duckworth with the rebound and fouled by McRae from behind. 107-98.
You know, it seems like the Kings, in fact, the Kings are tantalizingly close. Berry plays good defense, no foul. He makes Kersey shoot an air ball, really, but out of position, and Duckworth is fouled by McRae from behind.
That's not a bad foul, is it? I mean, he was going to make the basket, and he's 4 of 7 from the line tonight. Well, he makes that, but still, you got to. He was in good position for a deuce.
It's a dunk if there's no foul.
Right.
I agree, it's a good foul at this point. You're over the limit anyway.
Well, he makes both of them, as you saw, and it's a 7-point lead. Full court pressure by Portland. Now let's see how the Kings break the pressure. Now they'll let LaSalle Thompson dribble it up. And Tank. No problem, gets it to McRae. Cross body block by Kenny Smith. 5 minutes remaining in the contest. Grant Napier and Ted Green live from Portland. The Kings leading by 7.
Only 6 seconds left on the clock. They took a lot of time getting set up. Got to shoot it.
And can't hit. Danny Young with the rebound. And here come the Trailblazers. Porter, switch of the hands, no. Del Negro, clobbered from behind, no foul called. Kersey misses, and through the legs of Del Negro, last touch by the Kings.
Wow, Duckworth really hammered LaSalle Thompson and got away with a foul.
Here it is again.
You can hear Jerry call a foul. He's on his back. Wow, he really came over the top that time.
So Portland with a new 24, Clyde Drexler. Wow. Crowd like that one. 5-point game, 34 points for Clyde the Glide.
It's going to get very tough right here. It's going to get loud in this building, and their defense is going to pick up.
All right, folks, crunch time here in Portland. Their rhythmic applause. And LaSalle Thompson with a step over Duckworth had it knocked away, and the foul called. And it's Clyde Drexler reaching in, and it will send LaSalle to the line for 2.
That was a good play by LaSalle. I'll tell you why, because Duckworth had to honor the jump shot. LaSalle's a great outside shooter for a big man, and he gave Duckworth the up fake and went right around him, and Drexler fouled LaSalle, helping out Duckworth.
And a nice friendly roll in the visiting building, or the visitor for the visitors in this building. And we've alluded to the fact that Portland, one of the best home teams in all of basketball, and the Kings trying to really do something which only one other team has done this year, and that's the Denver Nuggets. Top now 23 points for Tank Thompson.
Hey, the only team with a better record at home is the Lakers, and they're undefeated at 11-0.
109-102. And here's Porter. And the three-point attempt, no good. Duckworth there with the follow. Well, he's taking control of the game right now in the paint for the Trailblazers.
And it's these putback shots by Kersey and Duckworth that are keeping the Blazers in it.
3:45 left. 109-104. Kings leading it by 5. Shot clock at 7 for Thompson. Looked like he got away with a travel, but loses the ball. 4-on-2. Drexler. And Jerry Reynolds needs a timeout. And listen to this crowd. Portland has cut the lead to 3, 109-106, and I don't think I've seen anybody cover as much ground in 2 steps as Clyde Drexler does.
Secretariat.
You come up with these lines, I don't know where you get them.
In any event, Clyde Drexler with the basket has pulled the club to within 3. Now, Ted, 3:23 remaining. This is going to be the biggest test of the year for the Kings right now on the road, because they're going to be not only going against the Blazers, who have that great home court streak, but against a very loud crowd for the remainder of the game.
You know, Grant, people ask, why is it so hard to win in the NBA on the road? Well, this is why, because the crowd is in your face. You got a good Portland team, a great team at home, and it gets very, very tough at this point in the basketball game. One thing that has hurt the Kings in the last couple of minutes is what we talked about last night, second shot opportunities for the other team. As you mentioned, Duckworth taking over, Kersey getting that putback. So if the Kings defensively, Grant, are able to get the Blazers to miss, they've got to block out and get the rebound off the miss.
The Kings have 2 timeouts left. Portland has 3 and a 20. As you look at the Kings bench, and there it is, Kings with 2 fulls, no 20s, and the Blazers with 3 full timeouts left and 1 20.
I'll tell you what I'm very interested in finding out right now in the last 3:20 is, who do the Kings consider their go-to guy? Or what will they run in this situation? Who do they want to feature? This is where a team has to identify a player who's going to step out, put himself on the line, and take charge and take the big shot.
And look who's in the ball game. Jim Peterson comes in. So now it's Peterson, LaSalle Thompson, and Rodney McRae down low with Kenny Smith and Vinny Del Negro at the guards. 109-106. The Kings have a 3-point lead in the basketball, and McRae has to take a timeout. He couldn't get it in. And Jerry Reynolds will get his crew right back and talk things over one more time. Again, 3:23 remaining. Our score, Sacramento 109 and Portland 106. And we'll keep it here one more time to discuss the possibilities. And that hurts now because they only have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, and they really can't take this this last time out until possibly the final seconds. Just looking down the road a little bit, got to save those timeouts. So you got to give the Blazers and Mike Schuler a lot of credit. They put good defensive pressure on at half court. The Kings could not inbound the basketball, and they had to take that next to last timeout.
Well, the go-to man, as you said, there really isn't a go-to person on the Kings. First of all, they went to Harold Presley when these 2 clubs met the last time. As you look at the leading scorers, McRae,
there's your go-to guy, the way he's going tonight.
And Drexler with 36. Of course, when these 2 teams met in Sacramento last week, it was Harold Presley hitting the shot at the buzzer to beat Portland by 1, but Harold is home in Sacramento with a bad back, so it won't be him. Well, we'll see.
And you have to keep in mind, too, Grant, there is an awful lot of time left in this game.
That's right.
3:23 is an eternity.
Of course, Kings basketball right here on Channel 31 as the Kings return home Tuesday night to take on the Lakers, and then the following night they're right back out on the road against the Clippers, and we'll have that for you right here on Channel 31 as you can follow the Kings all year long right here on KRBK Channel 31. I want to remind you to join us for 31 News tonight immediately following Kings basketball as Andy Asher and Christine Kraft will have all the day's events for you. That's on 31 News tonight immediately following Kings basketball right here on KRBK. So the Kings with a 1-14 record on the road, looking for that second victory
against a team, Grant, that is 12-1 at home. In fact, the Lakers undefeated, the New York Knicks 13-1, so those are the 3 best teams at home in basketball.
The Kings have held the lead for the whole quarter. Rodney McRae with 7 remaining on the 24. Here's the shot over Drexler. Oh! Oh, boy, what a tough shot by Roddy McRae.
Grant, I think that was a three-pointer. I'd love to see that again. I'm not sure if we have it, but if we do, we'll show it to you. I think it was a three, and they didn't give it to him.
Jerry Reynolds thought it was a three, and that makes it 111 to 106. Kersey with a strong move to the basket. Switch of the hands, no good. Rebound by Smith, and the Kings have the basketball. A 5-point Sacramento lead with 2:45 left in the ball game.
And I would use a little bit of the 24 here, maybe most of it.
Shot clock at 10. LaSalle Thompson with the step, and he is hammered. He'll go to the line for two. Jerome Kersey picks up the foul. And Jerry Reynolds still was asking why that wasn't a three-point play the last time. But here's the last play, and look at Thompson going to the basket strong, and Kersey had the foul.
Just a little bit of contact. There is still an animated conversation going on between Kenny Smith, that's Jerome Kersey, between Kenny Smith and Jack Nees about Rodney McRae's field goal. Bill Sarr says very plainly, two-pointer, not a three-pointer.
Jerry says that should have been a two. Bill Sarr said no, it was a two. Well, they missed it. In all honesty, I didn't see it.
They shot it right in front of the Sacramento bench, and Jerry had a very good look at it. But it's a moot point. The play's gone.
Well, it's a 6-point lead right now. LaSalle Thompson will be going for his 25th point right here, and more importantly, a 7-point lead. And it's true. So the Kings 2.5 minutes away from coming up with their biggest victory of the year. Drexler for three. Peterson can catch it. And Duckworth, and that's a huge basket right there. And he'll go to the line for the three-point play.
Every time the Kings pull out just a little bit, a second shot comes back by the Blazers. And again, another second shot opportunity. This time, it's Duckworth again.
Kevin Duckworth. And can't hit. And look at this. A home court bounce.
And another second shot opportunity and a three-pointer.
And of course, the Kings can't use a timeout here, Ted, because they only have one remaining, and they're going to have to save it.
That was a 5-point play, Grant, all because of second shot opportunity.
113, 111, 2 minutes left in the contest. Kenny Smith with some penetration, and he's not there. It's short, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Duckworth that will go to the Kings. Oh, now the other official steps in and overrules Bill Sarr.
Can you believe he changed the call? Look at the Sacramento bench. Duckworth fouled Kenny Smith. They didn't call that.
Well,
Ball goes off with LaSalle Thompson.
That was the right call. All right, Portland can tie with a basket here. You don't get into breaks when you're on the road, that's for sure. But that was the proper call, as we saw on the replay. A pair of 30s working against each other, and now it's Duckworth. Back to Terry Porter. A three-pointer. And Portland has taken the lead.
8 points by Portland in the last 30 seconds.
Another turnover. Porter, and the dish to Kersey, and he's fouled. 1:12 remaining, folks. It's 114-113 Portland, and Jerome Kersey will go to the line for two.
Grant, how do you like Danny Young hitting that three-pointer? Where's he been all night? He's been next to Schuler all night.
And Kersey now hits the free throw. He is 3 of 6 from the line.
And now, Grant, you see how big the play was at center court where the Kings couldn't get the basketball in and had to squander that timeout. They are really boxed in now. They still can't take the timeout.
All right, 116-113, and Portland by 3. Biggest trip down the floor of the evening for Sacramento.
That's 10 points in a row by the Blazers.
And now it's Peterson, and a huge basket, and it cuts the lead to 1. 56 seconds left.
Now you got to get a stop on defense.
Portland by 1. 50 seconds remaining. We're going down to the wire here in Portland. Duckworth. Triple team. And Drexler. Danny Young for another 3. In and out. And Del Negro with a huge rebound. Kings can take the lead. 33 seconds left, as you see, bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
I might take the timeout here, Grant. I might pull it out and take the time here.
Kenny Smith with some daylight, and no, he was fouled. He'll go to the line for two. The Kings ask for goaltending, but they won't get it.
Well, it turns out to be a great play for two reasons. First, you're going to get the free throws. That's the most obvious reason, but it also happens with 25 seconds left, so the Kings will get one more possession. A leg foul by Duckworth. No question about the call.
Kenny Smith looking to tie it up, and does. And that's a good point, because you said the Kings, and now Mike Schuler needs a timeout with 25 seconds remaining.
In the vernacular, Grant, Mike Schuler is icing. That's the word they use, icing Kenny Smith.
Now
trying to cool him off so he'll miss that second free throw.
Again, if Kenny Smith makes the free throw, Portland will have 25 seconds, but of course 24 on the shot clock, and they would run it down, and if they miss or make the basket, then the Kings would take their last timeout, get the ball at half court, and have a chance perhaps to win it at the buzzer like they did last week. So many things to happen in just 25 seconds. Right now, though, we're even Steven at 116-116. And there's Sam Bowie.
Exactly. As a point of interest, if you're wondering who that is, it is exactly Sam Bowie. There is Kenny Smith, and he will go to the line in a couple of moments as a 72% free thrower. So that is not that good. 79 for 110. Coming into the basketball game, but he drilled that first one clean.
Well, Kenny lives for these situations.
I'll tell you what, he had a lot of those situations as a four-year starter at North Carolina. He was in a lot of pressure situations at Chapel Hill, and he's going to have a big free throw coming back.
That's one thing I think you get when you play at a school like North Carolina, stepping into the NBA. You don't have to worry about pressure situations, because there's not too much you can ask for at North Carolina. If you can't handle the pressure, you don't play for Dean Smith. That's very simple.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I'll tell you what else is going to happen, make or miss. The Blazers most likely are not going to use the full 24. So I would suspect that the Kings will get another possession regardless of what happens on this free throw.
All right. Well, these two ball clubs have gone down to the wire now twice in just a little over a week. Of course, last Tuesday in Sacramento, it was the Kings winning it 112-111 on a last-second shot by Harold Presley. And right here, we'll go down to the wire again.
Grant, I'll say this, win or lose, there's no way the Sacramento Kings of 6 weeks ago could have come into this building and played this kind of game. They are a different basketball team.
But I will say this, having a 10-point lead in this quarter, if the Kings do lose, this will probably be their toughest loss of the year to swallow.
Oh, absolutely. Well, remember, the Blazers ran off 10 points in about 45 seconds, all on putbacks. And Danny Young hitting that big three.
All right, Caldwell Jones will come into the game. Remember that Portland has several timeouts to play with. All right, here it is for the lead. Kenny Smith to break the tie.
He's had a couple of minutes to think about it.
And it's good. And Kenny Smith perfect on both. It's 117-116. You see the clock. Inside. And the basket. And now there's 14 seconds remaining. 118-117. Kenny Smith directing traffic. Penetrating. And the dish, he was fouled. Hold everything, folks. Bill Sarr calls the foul, and with 4 seconds left, Kenny Smith will go back to the line for two.
You know, all the Blazers, Grant, are asking for a jump ball, but I give Bill Sarr, the lead official, a tremendous amount of credit. It takes courage to make that call, and that was a blatant foul. Forget about the jump ball. Not even close. That was a foul.
Portland still with 2 timeouts and a 20 remaining. And let's see if they call a timeout right after this free throw. This for the tie. 4 seconds remaining.
Do you realize how tough the second free throw is now after that?
And we're tied, and Portland will call a timeout, and they will have a chance to win it at the buzzer. 118-118, and Ted, Portland has a lot of weapons to go to, but you have to look for Clyde Drexler.
Oh, man. Last time down, they ran a great play, a double screen along the baseline for Drexler. They freed him up on the pass from Terry Porter. whoever's playing Clyde Drexler had better have eyes in back of his head, because that's where the ball's going to go if they can get it to it.
Isn't it ironic that a week ago, it was the Kings who had 4 seconds to inbound the basketball. It was Kenny Smith double teamed. He got it to Harold Presley, and he hit the shot to win it. Now it is Portland with 4 seconds remaining. They are tied, and they're in a similar situation.
Well, the Kings, quite frankly, Grant, have done everything humanly possible in their power to win this basketball game, and it all comes down to the last 4 seconds, and all they can really hope for now is OT.
Wow. We've been waiting for this for a long time, folks. A chance for the Kings to win one on the road. Of course, their lone victory coming at Miami several weeks ago.
Well, this is our 11th telecast of the season, and we're 0 for TV.
We're due, aren't we? So is the ball club.
Overdue.
Glad you're with us from Portland. Grant Meek here and Ted Green. And again, if you're just joining us, it's 118-118. Portland will get the ball at midcourt with 4 seconds remaining. The 500th consecutive sellout here in Portland, the longest streak in NBA history. And Clyde Drexler with 38 points. Keep an eye on him.
Grant, now you'll find out when 4 seconds looks like 4 hours. When you're the opposing coach. The Kings have not won here in 3 years. 3 years it's been.
All right. Drexler falls down. Caldwell Jones. And we'll go to overtime. Oh, boy. Clyde the Glide. I don't know if he hit a wet spot or what, but the Kings will take what they can get. And we're heading into overtime, folks.
You called it exactly right. You saw Drexler's reaction there for a moment. He slipped on a wet spot. The Kings get a break. A 7-footer shoots a 30-footer. It doesn't go, and we've got overtime.
All right, we'll be back with the 5 minutes of OT. We're tied at 118. We won't have a postgame tonight. It's already 5-10.
Did we get hammered here early in the season?
Yes,
Did we take
opening night.
Did we take a hammering here?
121-103. Yes. All right.
All righty.
Lou, I want to go over something real quick with you. All right, the closing billboards. I will do that as I'm wrapping up the telecast, right? All right, I have one more sheet of closing billboards to read. Will I do that? Right. And then do that. Fine. Fine. Okay, I will. I just want to double check on that. All right, and also keep in mind our Budweiser MVP, which obviously will. Right. Yep. I think it's pretty obvious if. Yes, it is. Well, for us on TV, it is. Right.
How many other OTs have they been in?
Look right in the sheet. It will tell you. It should be.
I know where it is. I know where it is.
Lou. Thanks, buddy. Well, the Kings with their second overtime contest of the season. They are 0-1, and Portland 1-0 in overtime. So both these clubs with their second overtime contest. And we're tied at 118. And Caldwell Jones and LaSalle Thompson and the Kings get the tip.
Man, you come up with that information quickly. I'm still flipping through the notes here.
Kenny Smith to LaSalle Thompson. The step, and he is hammered. And a push. And they're going to call it on Caldwell Jones.
And it becomes an inconsequential foul because Kings will not be shooting, and it's on a player that really is not a factor right now.
So all it does is take 15 seconds off the clock. 118, 118. McRae over Kersey. Short.
Now he's a factor.
And it's Kevin Duckworth. And he gets the running one-hander to fall. 120-118, Portland by 2. 27 points for Kevin Duckworth, the third-year man out of Eastern Illinois. LaSalle Thompson, the switch to Del Negro, wide open. Yes.
I'll tell you what, Grant, that kid can flat out play this game.
15 points for Vinny D. A rookie says, hey, give me it, I'll put it up and put it in the book. Now it's Clyde Drexler working against Smith. Off the fadeaway. Won't go, and Thompson with a nice box out on Drexler to McRae, and he had it stolen by Kersey. Huge turnover. Drexler to the hoop. Nice dish to Duckworth. Well, you saw the defense by Kersey and the Trailblazers, and it converted into a 2 for Kevin Duckworth, who has 29 points.
Kings rushed the outlet pass that time. There's no reason to rush.
122-120. Smith. And it's knocked away. Look out, Porter. The race is on. Peterson trailing and trying to catch up, and he can't. And now he fouls him. The basket's good. Send them to the line. And now Portland can go up by 5. A bad pass in the Kings' end, and it results in a 2 coming back at you.
Well, Porter and Drexler are expert at freeing the ball in the backcourt. Porter carries it to the basket. Jim Peterson fouls, and the Kings digging a hole.
124-120. Want to remind you to stay tuned immediately following the telecast for 31 News tonight. And now a timeout being called by the Kings.
This is a good timeout, Grant. This is the time to get it back together again.
Jim Peterson with the foul is now gone with
I can go find out the next time out.
Terry Porter at the foul line to make it 125-120. This to convert the three-point play, and he does. All right, so we talked about a big trip for the Kings with a minute remaining in the fourth quarter, and now here's their biggest trip down the floor in overtime. Almost a must-score situation here. Thompson over Duckworth. And Caldwell Jones to Terry Porter. Under 3 minutes left in overtime. Knocked away, and the Trailblazers will have 11 seconds to get it in and get the shot off.
LaSalle Thompson overplaying, getting his hand on that ball.
Caldwell Jones, and it's Porter losing control and out of bounds. Big turnover. I want to tell you, the executive producer of Kings basketball, Bill Franks, the producer director, Lou Rainoni, our studio director tonight, Mike Odino, electronic graphics provided by Mike Helling, and remote facilities provided by Mirror Film and Video. Kenny Smith with 6 remaining on the 24. Yes. 125-122. The lead cut to 3.
That's the shot that keeps you in it.
2:20 remaining. Caldwell Jones. And the flip to Drexler. 10 remaining on the 24. Look at baseline move.
Guess who?
And guess what? A foul.
Guess who?
Ed Pinckney picks up the foul. And Drexler will go to the line.
Well, Grant, I'm going to tell you something. This might not be a very good call. Watch this. Watch Drexler take the ball to the basket. Kenny releases, lets him go. Ed Pinckney goes straight up, gets all basketball. Man, wow, that was a good block.
That's right. Jerry Reynolds said nothing but a block shot, and he's right based on the replay. It looked like a clean block here, but nevertheless, Clyde Drexler has just made it a 5-point ball game. He now has 40 points. A couple of phenomenal individual performances in the last 24 hours. Dale Ellis last night, Clyde Drexler tonight. Thompson will work against Duckworth. And Duckworth, who had 5 fouls, let Thompson inside, but LaSalle missed it. Down to a minute and 46 seconds. Good defense by Del Negro, but Duckworth bats the ball to Porter. Shot clock down to 5. Short. Del Negro with the rebound and gets out of traffic. And look at this pass to Kenny Smith. Pinckney is trailing. And they can't get the basket.
But he will go to the line for 2. I'll tell you, Jerry Reynolds came over here, and I thought he was going to jump on the TV over here. Oh, gosh. My statistician over here just had a heart attack.
Watch this pass. Kenny Smith to Eddie Pinckney, filling the lane. They take Pinckney to the floor, and that ball comes darn close to going in.
I'll tell you, Jerry is just going crazy over here.
Your stat man's in intensive care.
Oh.
Yes, 127, 123. 12 points for Easy Ed. One more will cut the lead to 3.
Jerry thought he was Macho Camacho. Came over here and threw about 4 punches.
129 remaining. And Ed Pinckney with 2 clutch free throws. Back to a 3-point contest. Kings 33 of 38 from the line tonight. And that ball almost thrown out.
What a catch by Drexler. Did you see that? With that one big paw.
Porter with an opening. No, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Ricky Berry will come in. Of course, Ricky has that 3-point ability from outside, and he'll come in for Ed Pinckney.
Here's the drive by Terry Porter. And there's the little reach-in foul. What we'd really love to show you is that catch by Drexler. Unbelievable. What an athlete.
A minute 14 left. Porter. And it's a 4-point game. Dana Young will come back into the contest. And
81 free throws shot in this game tonight. In a parade.
now Kevin Duckworth will sit down for a minute. Kevin Duckworth with 5 fouls.
2 chairs.
Big miss. 128, 124. Any miss now is a big miss. Smith, and the scoop, put it in the book. 128, 126. Portland by 2.
Now here's where you got to get a stop, Grant. You got to play good defense, block out, and get the rebound.
Danny Young working against Vinny D.
They got Drexler down in the box against Ricky Berry, the rookie. And he beat him.
Yep, badly. Back to a 4-point game, 48 seconds left. Kenny Smith, again off the penetration. This time it won't go. Portland has the basketball. And they'll milk the clock down here.
Well, they got to go out and foul now. Gonna have to foul him.
And now there's 30 seconds left. 130 to 126. Smith with the drive, but he missed the scoop. Portland came down, and it looked like Porter in great position here to win the ball game for his team if he makes 2 free throws. And now the Kings will take the timeout. So our score with 30 seconds left, the Blazers 130, the Kings 126. My VCR just shut off. Time to throw 10:05. Yeah.
What's Drexler's season high? What's his career high? Drexler's season and career high.
It's 43 and both this season.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Yes. After the game. Yep.
Can you shoot Drexler coming out? Thanks. He's got 40 points. Season and career high 43 if you want to graph.
Ted, you missed it. After the game, we're going to a break. We'll come right back. We do the Budweiser MVP, and then we close the telecast.
Budweiser MVP on camera?
No.
No.
Right.
Okay. All righty.
Tell you what, Bob, why don't I just have that stuff in front of me so it's ready? Thank you. Fine. Drexler, one away from a career high.
And just when you were happy to leave town and not see Dale Ellis anymore, he jumps up and bites you with 42 big ones. On the verge if he gets one more hoop of his biggest game as a pro.
130 to 126. And there are 30 seconds left.
That's 91 between Ellis and Drexler in the last 2 nights.
Wow. That's why they're both going to be on the All-Star team. Big miss. Well, the Kings right now, and I don't know why a second came off the clock. Do you?
Yeah, because it's the Portland timekeeper. Reminds me of Boston Garden. A little quick on the trigger. Itchy fingers, they call it.
Jerry Reynolds just shook hands with Clyde Drexler.
Terry Porter doesn't think it's so funny. He missed the first free throw. Timekeeper must have a date.
131, 126. Ricky Berry looking for a three-pointer here. And now Del Negro for 3. No good, but Vinny D with the follow-up. Kenny Smith now.
Got a chance.
For 3. Yes. And it's a 2-point game with 15 seconds left.
Still in it.
And Danny Young fouled by Vinny Del Negro. So if Danny Young misses 1 of 2, then the Kings will get the ball back and a chance to tie with a 3-pointer.
Grant, I can't believe Vinny Del Negro. He had the presence of mind not only to rebound his miss, there's Vinny, but to find Kenny Smith wide open. Kenny drilled the 3, and this thing is not quite over yet.
Can't believe Jerry just smiled there.
Danny Young, the former Seattle Supersonic, goes to the line. There is Vinny D. He is fouled out with another good ball game, 15 points. Danny Young, a 77% free thrower. Good free thrower.
All right, Danny Young.
Kings hoping for 1 miss.
That's it. 131, 129. And now it's a 3-point game.
And he's hit some big shots for them. Big shot. Four points for Danny Young. 5 points now, and 5 points, and they are all gigantic.
Timeout. The Kings will get the ball at half court.
He's made 5 points tonight, Grant. They're the 5 biggest points in the game.
So the situation is this: 14 seconds left. Blazers leading it 133 to 129. And now if you're Kings, you do what?
At this point, it really doesn't matter whether you shoot a 2 or a 3. You got to make something and then foul right away. And you got to shoot it pretty quick. Can't run much time off. Got to get it off within the next 5 or 6 seconds and then foul right away.
These two teams, the Kings and Blazers, have split their first 2 games. Opening night, it was Portland winning it 121 to 103. Then last week in Sacramento, the Kings won it on a buzzer shot by Harold Presley to make it 112-111. And right here in overtime, it's the Kings down by 4.
These last 2 games, Grant, have been beauties between these teams. Real sizzlers.
And I want to remind you, we'll be back on the road on Wednesday. Ted Green and myself down in L.A. as it's the Clippers and the Kings. And Danny Manning could be out for quite a while, Ted.
Clippers getting some bad news. Danny Manning injuring his knee on a fast break play. He may require surgery. If he does, he could be lost for the year. And there's a guy who has lost a couple of years off his career. Very talented from Kentucky, Sam Bowie. Remember, Grant, about 5 years ago, the Blazers took Sam Bowie instead of Michael Jordan.
And he is practicing with the team.
Due back in just a couple of weeks. Rodney McRae wondering when are they going to get another road win.
It's going to almost take a miracle is too big of a word with 14 seconds left. But
well,
they're going to need some help.
How about a mini miracle?
Okay.
Two great basketball games between these clubs the last two meetings, really in just a period of a week or so. And the Blazers, the second-place team in the Pacific Division with a record of 17-12. The Kings have played them very tough the last two games.
They have to get it in, and they just do. LaSalle Thompson bounce pass to Berry. Oh, what a layup. Off balance, and he got him to fall. 133, 131, 11 seconds remaining.
Grant, they got that off within 3 seconds, and they got to foul Danny Young again right now.
And Kenny Smith does foul him. Still plenty of time, 8 seconds. The same scenario. If he makes two, it's pretty much the game. But if he misses one, we're right back.
Let me tell you something about these two. And Jerry knows it. These two are a lot tougher than the first two. You saw it with Kenny Smith at the end of regulation. He made the first two and then missed coming back.
All right, 133 to 131. Again, if you're joining us for the news, stay tuned. 31 News Tonight with Andy Asher and Christine Kraft immediately following Kings basketball. And Portland has taken a 20-second timeout.
Strange timeout, to my way of thinking. Why would the home coach ice his own player? I don't get it.
No, the foul was
Unless
not
he's setting
on
up a defense, which is probably what it is after the miss or make on the free throws. That's a strange timeout, though. Really strange.
Well, of course, regardless of whether he makes him or misses him, the Kings are still going to have to make another basket. So you're right, he's setting the defense. But Danny Young can certainly make it a lot easier on his ball club with two here. Last night when we got off the air, we said a good game by the Kings, even though they lost. Tonight, I don't think we can say that because it's been an excellent game, but a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, I don't think you'll consider it a moral victory for the Kings. They need this win badly with that 10-point lead and the way the game went. I don't think you're going to be happy with the loss here tonight, even though they have played so very well.
And you know what, Grant? If they don't get this win, if Danny Young makes both these free throws, it's going to be interesting to see how the Kings react, how this loss impacts them, because it's a crushing defeat when you got a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, but he misses the first.
All right, so that sets the table for the Kings.
Probably a stupid question, but do the Kings have a timeout?
No, they don't. 134, 131. So they now have 8 seconds to get the job done. Smith gets by 2. And it counts!
Can you believe that?
Put it in the book and send them to the line. Oh, boy. Kenny Smith off the penetration. And he is a free throw away with 3 seconds remaining from tying it up.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. All the way to the basket. Instead of shooting the three-pointer, I was wondering, Grant, when is he going to pull it out? When is he going to pull it out and shoot the three-pointer?
And what's Terry Porter thinking? Fouling Kenny on a drive like that.
It's a concession hoop once he goes past the three-point line.
Could we go to double overtime?
Well, the Blazers made a bad mistake. Let's see if Kenny can cash it in.
Kenny Smith.
Got it.
Yes! And we're tied at 134 with 3 seconds remaining. Oh, boy. What a contest tonight. And we'll keep it right here. The Blazers will get the ball at half court. Ted, we said a mini miracle.
Oh, Grant, this is a great basketball game. Even if it is a regular season game early in January, this is a wonderful game we're seeing tonight.
How can Terry Porter foul Kenny Smith with 3 seconds remaining and his team up by 3? That's amazing.
Because it's a high-speed sport. Everything happens like that. Boom, you snap your fingers. It's instantaneous. And we have the benefit of, sitting here at a table in hindsight. Hindsight is 20/20. He reacted instinctively to try to stop the man, not realizing that letting Kenny Smith go wouldn't have hurt the Blazers.
All right, the last time we had a similar situation before we went into the first overtime. As you look at Mike Schuler
and
giving
look who he's talking to.
Well, I was just going to say, remember, he's talking to Porter, but remember when Drexler slipped on the wet spot in between the circles? Let's see if they come out and run the same type of play. Last time they had 4 seconds to get the play. Now they have 3. Still a lot of time when you have the ball at half court. Wow, has this been something? And the foul situation, remember that Kevin Duckworth, if it should go into a second overtime, has 5 fouls. The Kings have already lost a couple of players. Jim Peterson and Vinny Del Negro both have fouled out. Oh, has this been something?
I managed Grant during the course of the season to see quite a few games, not only all of Sacramento's games, but a lot of Laker games and a lot of games that come over the dish. And this, honestly, is the best game I've seen this year. I haven't seen a better game than this.
I'm glad you're with us as you look at one of the all-time greats here and in basketball.
Maurice Lucas with the Blazers on their championship team in 1977. His number retired here, hanging from the rafters right above us.
They retired it in our first visit, but right here, 3 seconds remaining, we're tied. Same play. Drexler.
Oh my, that shot was great. Can you believe that didn't go in?
Wow. Clyde Drexler just missed sending the game with a history mark on it, but he didn't miss by much, folks, and we'll go to a double overtime. Hey, don't go away. We're going to pause for these messages, and when we come back, you'll be looking at a second overtime, tied at 134. Ted, about 4 minutes ago, I said I didn't want to call it a miracle, and you said, well, we'll call it a mini miracle.
It happened.
And we're here. That's our New Year's gift.
Throw it up. 2 OTs. Let's go.
Still, I can't believe Terry Porter fouled Kenny Smith. And either can he and either can Mike Schuler. So that's history, and we're going to play 5 more minutes.
And at this point, Grant, it really becomes a test of wills. You know, you're so worn out physically. Who wants it more?
Roddy McRae. And the Kings in the first overtime fell behind early. LaSalle Thompson over Duckworth. It is short. Duckworth with the rebound. Remember, he has 5 personals. Clyde Drexler also with 5 personal fouls. And now it's Kersey. Shot clock is down to 7. Running one-hander short. Kersey follows up, and he's crunched. He'll go to the line. We want to tell you that, again, the foul situation is Jerome Kersler will go to the line. The foul is on Ricky Berry, and he is fouled out. So now Berry is gone as you look at it one more time.
Herman better get a uniform.
3 Kings have fouled out, and here comes Randy Whitman for the first time in the ball game. Berry is gone for the evening. He leaves with 18 points. And Randy Whitman making his first appearance of the night.
You talk about a tough situation. Randy Whitman sat there for 53 minutes. Cold as ice.
In a cold building.
In a cold building, particularly in this building. And now he gets the call, and Kersey misses the first.
Well, they have just been terrible from the free throw line.
Missed them both.
They are now 31 of 50. Can you believe that, Ted? An NBA team, 31 of 50 from the line. That's the difference in the contest. They would have been in the showers long ago. McRae, no good. Rebound, though, by Kenny Smith. A fresh 24. Now it's Randy Whitman. 134, 134. Smith, and he has a storm by Porter. What quick hands. Drexler filling the lane on the left. Watch out.
That's about the 3rd time Terry Porter has just stripped Kenny Smith clean.
136, 134. Drexler now has 44 points.
Career high.
Thompson wants to work against Duckworth, who has 5. It is short. Duckworth with the rebound.
Those are tired shots, the last 2 shots by LaSalle. You can't blame him. He's played a lot of minutes.
136, 134. Portland with a 2-point lead and the basketball. Drexler and Porter for 3. Won't go, and Whitman with the rebound. Knocked out of his hands by Drexler, but he was out of bounds, and it will go over to the Kings. 3:10 remaining in the second overtime. Again, want to remind you to stay tuned for 31 News tonight, immediately following Kings basketball. Baseline against Caldwell Jones. He is fouled. And now they called it before traveling. He traveled before contact was made, and the turnover will give Portland a chance to go up by 4.
Now the Kings have not gotten off to a good start in the overtime, but on the other hand, they are still just down 2.
28 turnovers for the Kings. Porter, top of the key, and the shot hits nothing but net. And now it's a 4-point game. 21 points for Terry Porter.
And you better score in this possession, Grant, or you're running out of miracles, or mini miracles.
Whitman double team, and Thompson. And he's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. Tank Thompson has 25 points. And he has only missed 1 from the line tonight. He is 9 of 10 from the free throw line. As you look at Jerry Reynolds.
We got a lot of everything in this game, Grant, and there goes a very tired and a very talented Jerome Kersey.
Out of the contest. He leaves the contest as he has picked up 6 fouls, and he sits down with 18 points.
We got everything in this game. 80 free throws by both teams, 28 turnovers by the Kings, a career high by Clyde Drexler, 44 points. Great performance by LaSalle. Great performance by Vinny Del Negro, Ricky Berry, Kenny Smith, clutch play. Man, it's been something.
LaSalle Thompson with a season-high 26 and make it 27, and it's back to a 2-point contest. 138-136 Blazers. Double overtime here from Portland. And now the screen from Duckworth. Danny Young gets it around the Drexler and over McCray.
He is a superstar, Grant. He's legit.
46 points legit. As again, we talked about a career high. Back to a 4-point game. Smith, and it's out of bounds. Too strong, Fred Pinckney.
Pass was too hard.
He was there. If he hits him, and Ed would have had a nice walk to the basket.
Gotta be softer.
So now Portland can go up by 6. Drexler gets the screen. Penalty betting on the 24 over McCray again.
Oh my goodness.
Timeout, Jerry Reynolds and the Kings. We don't know who the Kings go-to man is. We certainly know who the Trailblazers go-to guy is.
We've identified it.
48 points for Mr. Drexler. Timeout on the floor. Blazers leading it 142 to 136. Blazers with their largest lead of the game. Oh. Sorry, Lou, I didn't hear the music. No problem, no problem. That's cool.
Lou, come back if you can, please, on Mo Lucas, the assistant coach, and then Drexler. No, not really. Not really.
Hey, Lou, you're going to be hightailing it to the airport, eh, buddy? Who's got an 11:30 flight? He'll make it.
Right, stay on Mo for a couple of seconds. Maurice Lucas says, the one thing I wonder about our team, the Portland Trailblazers, do we have a leader? Will Clyde Drexler step out and be our leader? Well, you can't ask anything more performance-wise. I don't know if he's an emotional leader. He's not that type of person. But what a fantastic performance.
142, 136, Kings and Thompson over Kevin Duckworth. And a must-shot falls to cut the lead to 4. A minute 20 left, 29 points for LaSalle Thompson. Duckworth double team. And now Kings get back and pick up their men. Porter, guarded by Smith, and now it's Duckworth against Thompson. Leans in and gets a tough shot to fall. Oh, what a move by Duckworth. He has 31 points.
We haven't said a word about Duckworth in a half hour, and he's got 31. Can you believe it?
Kenny Smith, baseline. Blocked by Jones, but he was fouled, and Kenny Smith will go to the line for two. It's 144 to 138 with 53 seconds left. 2 free throws will cut the lead to 4.
That might be bye-bye for Duckworth. It also may be too late for the Kings.
Duckworth sits down with 6, and he'll leave with 31 points.
Man, Grant, you talk about a second banana roll tonight with 31. He and Drexler have 80 between them.
Kenny Smith, 6 of 7 from the line.
And I imagine Kenny will be thinking about that one, and only one he missed tonight.
Unless the Kings come out and win this one. 144, 139. Smith with a second to cut the lead to 4.
Kings trapping.
Down to 40 seconds.
They kicked it.
And look at that. Kings will get the basketball back.
A cold Adrian Branch only in the game because Duckworth fouled out, kicked it for Schuler.
All right, 144 to 140. Kings looking to cut it to 2. And now let's see if Thompson wants to work against Caldwell Jones. Kenny Smith tried to get in the ball, but was knocked out of bounds by Danny Young. And the Kings will have 16 seconds to get the shot off. Remaining on the 24. LaSalle Thompson, and he's fouled going to the basket. And the foul is on Caldwell Jones.
And if my mathematics is correct, LaSalle Thompson's getting ready to go for 30 points. And if you're wondering about the Blazers' all-time record, it is 51 points by Jeff Petrie. LaSalle hits the first. In 1973, Petrie scored 51 points. He is now a Blazer assistant coach. Clyde Drexler, 2 points off the all-time Blazer high.
Thompson 13 of 14 from the line. He now has 31 points. And it's a 2-point game with 20 seconds remaining.
Got a foul. Not him.
Well, Randy Whitman fouled Drexler. And it was Drexler who was just getting ready to pass the ball to Branch, and that's who they would have really liked to foul.
Well, you're about to see the big 5-0. The big 5-0. You don't see it that often. No free throws. I apologize. First team foul in the last 2 minutes. There's the foul. Terry Porter.
11 seconds left. It's 144 to 142. Jerry Reynolds can only hope